always on your toes. There's one left.
Yeah, you said ooh this morning, and I could see the smudge over there, so I fired the Lysol wipes, the last of them. You can use both of them. You got to use the last one. It's the last one in the thing. You got to clean that stuff up. I don't know what that is all over the desk this morning. But you wonder why I come in every day and I hose down the place, because every day there's nastiness on these microphones, on these desks. I don't know what people do in this studio after we leave the studio, but it can't be as bad as our sister station in New York. They were talking the other day, WFAN, guy came in, he goes, I don't know who's doing the overnight. There's a fingernail, there's tobacco, and there's a drink stain, or something of that nature. And I'm like, that is disgusting. But, we deal with it here with the chewed pens that Carrington leaves out all over the place, and the stains on the desk and all that kind of stuff. So welcome to Friday, Dusty. I hope you're okay over there.
Yep. Just locked in my tetanus shot at CVS after the show.
The one on Metcalf? Or are you going to be able to get the one on Metcalf because of 30 cops that are on Metcalf this morning? What's going on out there? You guys came through a hell to get here today, huh?
So, little secret behind the curtain, I always take a different way into work.
Yeah, you and I both. Did you start doing that after I told you that? Have you always done that?
No, I've been doing that since after hours.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I've been doing that for years, too.
And the reason why I did it after hours is because I would come into the station at 4:15, so getting ready to hit the nuts and bolts of rush hour, and I would Google Map the fastest route. And some days it would be 95th, some days it would, Metcalf, some days it would be Knoll, and some days it would be 69 to Shawnee Mission Parkway. Well, as you probably know, around 4:30, 4:45, 69 and 435 is very just congested.
Right, yeah.
So it'd be like, take Metcalf. Or at times it's like 4:15, 4:30. Metcalf is, brutal. I consider it my 7 highway of Kansas.
Yeah, right.
So 7 highway in Missouri is always a nightmare. You never want to be on it at any time, whatever. So then I started figuring out Knoll. So then once you get all the routes down, you're like, okay, and then now I do morning shows. I kind of implicate that whole thing in the morning. Long story long.
Boy, we're nuts together, brother, because I take a different route every single day to work.
So does our boss.
Steven does?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay.
He says he has 2 to 3 different ways to work. I don't think that's uncommon. If you want,
I don't know. Honestly, on the text line, do you do that? Because I have a route that I take, and this is the OCD in me. Each day of the week, I have a specific route that I take to work.
That's a little different. Yeah, because I just randomly will do it. I'm like, let's get off on Metcalf today.
Yeah, now it's changing with 435 and 69 being the utter disaster that it is for the next 6 months. There's no way. There's no way out anymore. So, but no, I'll take Quivira up sometimes, or I'll take over to 35. Different routes on different days, just to break it up a little bit, just to do something different.
And that probably goes back to when I was a kid, because when we would go to my grandparents' house, we lived in Blue Springs, and our grandparents lived in Lee Summit. We would take different routes home. We'd either take Colburn home to 7, or
that's because Dad was drinking and he was hiding from the cops back in the day that you just didn't know about.
Not
right?
at this grandparents' house. This is always tea, water, Diet Coke. At this house.
Oh, nice,
100%.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. There's something going on Metcalf. Mac knows. We were driving in. I was on Metcalf coming in from 435, and there's 4 cops by Maloney's and the dealership. Go up the road. There's 3 cops by the Quick Trip. Go up the road. There's 4 cops, and the road's blocked off. Had to take a detour. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's insane. If anybody knows what is going on Metcalf, let us know on the text line today, because you said there were 20 or so cops out there. That's a lot of cops on a Friday morning at 5 o'clock or whatever, 4:30, 5 o'clock. That usually is after the time that the drunks are out. When the drunks usually get in about 3:30 or so, and about 4:30 by the time you're on the road headed to work. Usually the people that are on the road when we're going are either going to work or they're going to the airport. There's really not much in between of what people are doing when we're out on the roads. And so when you said there's a lot of cops out there, that could be a scary situation. I'd love to know what's going on.
I acted like I just left the bar too. I'm like, oh no, is this a checkpoint? Why would you care, dude?
But you do, though. You do. You have that.
You would sleep for 6 hours, man. No booze in your system. I was like, sorry, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah. No, you have that moment. It doesn't matter if you're totally sober or it's Tuesday at 2 o'clock. You see the police behind you, uh-oh, what did I do? I'm scared. I'm nervous, and you really have nothing to worry about, but you're put into that situation because you see the police and you get nervous. So, yeah, whatever's happening on Metcalf, people let us know. Let us know what's going on down there today, because if it's something wild and crazy, we need to know about that so we can get the word out for people to avoid that area of town, because with 435 and 69 now pretty much closed down, Metcalf is probably going to be an alternate route for a lot of people going either north or south.
And I don't know if it's still that way. We've been here for about 45 minutes, so I don't know if it's still still shut down. I do think this is funny. You guys are my favorite then. Being a cop working a closed road. So many folks only know one way to their work, not to mention everyone has phones. And that's what I told you. It's like, iPhone, man. Like, if you don't know where you're going, like, Google Map, like, hit it. It'll get you there, I promise.
Well, I think that's become a big problem for a lot of people, though, because nobody does know where they're going now. How many people are you seeing from the left lane turning right or missing an exit and stopping in the middle of the highway and trying to back up and get to their exit? Like, people are driving like total ass clowns these days because they have their GPS.
I just think that's life.
And they just don't know where they're going. I mean, I see so many people just go from the left to the right, from the right to the left, over lanes of traffic. Like,
to be fair, I sometimes want to like break my phone in anger because you're like, it's like in 50 feet, turn right. You're like, good God, okay, I needed to know that maybe 2 minutes ago.
But why not know where you're going before you get out and not need that device is what I'm getting at. No, know where you're going, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just like, not everybody knows where they're going all the time. Like, if I'm going to like a remote location, I'm coming from Lee Summit, I've got to go to like the ends of the earth, Kansas.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, all right, I don't know where this is at. I'm not from this area of the state. I'm going to type in the location. Then it's like, I look at it and I'll zoom out and follow the route. I'm like, okay, so I'm taking 35 to 69.
Yeah, you kind of have an idea.
So then I'm like, all right,
yes.
But then I'll start paying more attention once I get closer in. And it's like, your destination is on the right. And I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, but you kind of have an idea of where you're going. I just think,
But let us know what's going on in Metcalf.
Yeah, let us know because if it's something interesting, I want to know about it. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to know. I'm very curious as to what's going on
I
down
thought they
there
were
today.
after Cougar Chow.
Could be.
Probably are.
How was that game yesterday?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Was it loud with all the kids?
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
There were
it was very loud on TV a couple of times that I heard. Even Lefevre's like enough.
Lefevre goes, boy, if you give them a chance to scream, they will.
There were a couple times, but I think Emily could attest because she was saying that she thought it was going to be bad, as you mentioned, but she was like, it was actually a lot better today. But there were a couple times where I asked my friend, I was like, what the hell is that? She's like, I think that's the kids.
Yeah, it is. School day. Yeah, school day at the K is what it is. And, fly ball to the outfield that's popped up, behind the shortstop is a screamer because everybody thinks it's a home run at that point in time. But, you could tell Lefevre's like, all right, I've done 30 years of this. Yeah. I'm about done with school day at the K. I'll be taking this day off from now on. I was just laughing because every time they yelled, I was like, there it is, school day at the K.
The whole stadium was packed, though. Not just K. I mean, it was packed.
25,000 there.
It was awesome.
Good crowd yesterday.
I was
Great
surprised.
day. Yeah, great day to go out and watch the boys win and score 10. Everybody happy today? We good? Or are we upset now that the Pope's a White Sox fan and we're screwed? I mean, like, are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
What a hell of a day it was yesterday on Twitter.
Oh my God, Twitter yesterday may have been one of the top 5 days of all time. I mean, it was so good.
They put
yesterday.
a damn picture of a Chicago deep dish and put an arrow to the sauce and an arrow to the crust. And where it said the sauce said the blood, and then where the crust was, it said the body. Yeah. And that was the first one I saw.
I think the best part of the entire day was the Cubs just assuming this guy was a Cub fan and putting on their marquee, he's a Cub fan. And then his brother's like, I don't know where this Cub stuff is coming from. This guy's a White Sox fan. And then the White Sox tweeting out later in the day their marquee saying, hey, he's a White Sox fan too, like a direct shot at the Chicago Cubs. Just because somebody's from Chicago memo here to the Cubs doesn't mean they like your team, okay? Your team, just because they're in Chicago and somebody's from there, doesn't mean they're automatically Cub fans. I love how they jumped right to that. Everybody's like, no, he's a White Sox fan.
Yeah, but you'd rather be a Cubs fan. Like, I think traditionally and currently, obviously. Like, what is it? Like, the Cubs are from North Side?
Yeah.
Chicago's White Sox are South Side. So
that's right.
They're like the greasers and the sharks.
Yeah, right,
They snap their fingers and
yeah.
they meet together. One guy, for crap's sake, one guy's got a guy on their team named Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
You think he plays for the White Sox or the Cubs?
No, he's a definite Chicago Cub. Yeah.
Like,
Pete Crow Armstrong ain't going to fly on the South Side. Those guys are going to be like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah. Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a right fielder for the Cubs. Boy, is he. And he's really good, too. Then it's like Yoan Moncada, White Sox. Chris Sale cuts up jerseys, White Sox.
Yeah, the
Remember
cuts
that
up
night?
jersey night was fantastic. I don't remember what that was about.
He didn't
though, but
like the jerseys.
That's right. He went in there
And
with
he
like
went in there with
scissors and cut
them all up.
like cut up everybody's jersey.
Yeah. And Ryan Thor's like, trade him like tomorrow.
I mean, I'll tell you, the White Sox have had their run, though, with those idiots that ran on the field and beat up Tom Gamboa.
And they got beat up by Aaron Guile.
I mean, I was talking about Aaron Guile yesterday with somebody.
He had a baseball in his hand while he was clubbing that guy's face.
So I remember that night vividly because after that had happened, our boss called us at the time. I was working at KMBZ. He's like, well, you got to go meet the bus. So like 3 o'clock in the morning, we're standing outside of Kauffman Stadium at the time before they move it, and the bus rolls up and Gamboa gets out. He's just all bruised up in the face and all this kind of stuff. And I felt like it was a TMZ out here interviewing this guy. Just got his ass kicked at a baseball game, coaching first base. I mean,
you got to see the other guy.
Oh, we saw the other guys. Yeah. But I mean, it was that's unbelievable. Yeah, the White Sox have had their share of things. So maybe it's time they get a little favor in their side, and have the Pope as a White Sox fan, because they need it. If they can't win now with the Pope on their side, they ain't never gonna win.
The other video I thought was funny about the announcement of the new Pope was they showed the live shot of the smoke.
Yeah.
It was like even the seagull was freaked out. Like, it's just like a peaceful seagull sitting there, smoke comes out, and it's like, oh, gosh. Then they show the picture of Snoop Dogg walking into the Vatican.
It. So
Fantastic.
good. I can't believe he was there.
It said future of the Vatican, Costco, Waffle House, Buc-ee's. 2028 NFL Draft, Vatican.
Yeah, like we are going to Americanize the Vatican, man. I'll tell you.
Nah, 10-0 was a good one yesterday, Mac. I'm glad you got to see that. Glad you took the best combo you can have at a game: a Surfside cocktail and Jersey Mike's sub.
Mike's, I mean, come on.
I mean, that's the best.
No troubles, baby.
Did you bring your own sub in?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Look at you.
It was
Nice.
awesome.
Pro move.
Everyone loved it.
Pro
Everyone
move.
was, I brought in your lunch. Wow.
Yeah.
And then
they
you hear
loved it.
well, I didn't know you could bring
No, you
that.
can. That's the dirty
Yes,
little
you
secret.
can.
Yeah, they don't tell anybody. You can bring in all the foods you want to
I was
those
the guy
games.
bringing a 5-pound bag of Taco Bell, and I was
Oh,
like,
God.
I'm dead serious. Sat right in front of us. 2013, whenever it was, right in front of me and my
Did he
dad.
just fart the entire time? I mean, that's
He didn't talk 'cause
disgusting.
he was just,
Eating?
yeah.
Good for him.
But a statement win is one thing, plus an entire generation got adopted to what this winning franchise is from what it used to be. I'll explain what that means on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5, The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Whoever that bozo was doing the armpit fart thing, come on, man.
Catch Royals insider Josh Fernier every Monday at 8:20, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I came home yesterday and I looked at my front lawn and I go, something looks different. And you know what it was? The folks from Aspen Lawn and Pest Control came out and gave it another cut. And it looks beautiful. And so funny yesterday, because usually I'm not the trendsetter on the block when it comes to my lawn. But Aspen came out yesterday, did such a beautiful job. Every other old dude in the neighborhood was out doing their lawn yesterday, trying to keep up with how good my lawn looks because of Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They also put down brand new mulch yesterday, so our yard is really popping, and the mosquito dome went up yesterday as well. And so now I can sit outside all spring and summer long and not have to worry about getting bit by mosquitoes, fleas, or ticks. And it's perfect for the dog as well, because she loves being outside, rolling around in the grass and being out there all day long. And now we don't have to worry about the fleas and ticks attacking her. Aspen Lawn and Pest Control is making the outside of our home absolutely epic, and they can help you as well. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control. And right now, if you mention this ad, they'll give you up to half off your first application. So visit them today at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
Good credit, bad credit, no credit. Rawhide Harley's accepting all credit applications. Bank reps on speed dial to help get you approved. Bankruptcy, divorce, even repos. Let Rawhide Harley Davidson get you financed on a new Harley today. Visit rawhideharley.com.
On approved credit.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. The Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can Google them at Sharp Homes Team or visit them at homesforsaleInKC.com and start packing.
Get your tickets now for a weekend of horsepower, burnouts, car show, music, and adrenaline-filled excitement at Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free. Online at streetcar-takeover.com.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's time to find out who was in the zone. Presented by AutoZone. The second round of professional basketball playoffs are closing in, and a couple of teams have made their mark so far as they closed out their first round opponents early. One of which is Cleveland, who all year has looked like a team on a mission. After sweeping Miami in the first round, they hope to put on a similar performance in their second round matchup to reach the conference finals for the first time since 2018. Will they be able to get the job done? In the Zone is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Plumbing Trade Show next Friday, May 16th, 10 to 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Missouri side 70 westbound moves well. Trip from 470 into downtown about 15 minutes. You may encounter a slow spot briefly around 23rd Street, but otherwise things moving smoothly. Are you in the plumbing trade or hands-on DIYer? Don't miss the Kansas City Win Nelson Plumbing Trade Show next Friday, May 16th, 10 to 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. 25 vendors from top brands like Milwaukee Tools on site, showcasing their products and giving expert advice. Come enjoy a free lunch. Details at winnelsonkc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hit on the ground to the left side, and it sneaks through into left center, a base hit. Indio is off on contact. He rounds third. He's in to score. Witt hustles to second, and he dives into the bag safely with an RBI double.
And rips a drive into deep right field, and it's going to drop on the warning track. Here comes one run. Everybody running in tandem, and they're going to stop India at third on the double by Bobby Witt.
Another 3-2. Breaking ball, fly ball, hit in the air. Left center field. Back goes Robert. Back he goes. It's off the fence. Two men score. Garcia's not stopping at second. He'll get to third with a two-run triple. And the Royals double their lead. It's 4-0 here in the fifth inning.
So, I mean, I could keep going. There's like 8 more highlights of yesterday. A statement win. A statement win from the Kansas City Royals. Because, I don't know, it just felt like on Vern's postgame show 2 days ago, it wasn't enough. Show me more. Or as Ryback used to say in the WWE, feed me more. I need more evidence. I need more. And then all of a sudden, Sunday getaway game for the White Sox. They don't want to be here anymore. The Royals are holding serve. They've won the series. They continue to win 10-0. and it was 2, and then it was 4, and then it was 6, and then it was 10, and they didn't score anything. And Chris Bubich could have given up 7 runs yesterday and still won, and he didn't. Dominant starting performance from Bubich. Boy, 1.69 ERA.
1.69 right now. Yeah, I mean, that trade value is skyrocketing,
to
Dusty.
The roof.
We could get Ohtani for Bubich at this point.
I don't mean you might be able to get Freeman.
And I would do that right now. Freddie Freeman for Chris Bubich. Let's go.
And I kid, but like
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% would do. I'm just saying, the Dodgers. We don't need him to get upset again. And that yesterday, I felt like was one of those games, at least, where maybe there was that fan or that person was like, you know what? I don't care that they're telling me that I should be impressed because they're winning and they're taking care of bad teams. But that was a win yesterday where I feel like when you look at that and you see how they won, it was like that should give the negative naysayer at least the opportunity to step back and say, okay, all right, that was a win.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want to use a parallel universe of like a UFC or a boxer, let's say that you follow this UFC guy and he's got 3 wins, but they're all against like under 20 or below ranks in the world fighters. You're like, well, you've beaten the 25th best fighter, you've beaten the 27th best fighter, you've beaten the 24th best fighter. Show me an impressive win. Okay, you fight the 15th best fighter, but you knock him out in the second round. It's like, okay, that was impressive. That was not only that, you knocked out the White Sox yesterday. You said, yes, you're a bad team. We believe we're a good team. And today we're not going to play around. 10 runs. Michael Garcia was nuts. Chris Bubich was nuts. Bobby Witt Jr. was nuts. And in front of 25,000 people and in front of a bunch of kids that are, excited because they're there and they're not in school.
Right.
But also, I hate to tell you, there's going to be probably at least 1,000 of those kids will never forget that experience because they're like, the Royals put up 10 runs, and I was in from that day forward, and that's what this is about, winning against bad teams, but also to continue to win, to keep the vibes immaculate. Bob, Mac, I'm excited to see what the numbers are this weekend against Boston. I think tonight's going to be a huge draw. Sunday, I know it's Mother's Day, but there's a lot of nice moms out there that love watching the boys in blue play. And what a better day than 78 degrees Sunday at the ballpark with your mom.
It's going to be a great weekend. I mean, this is a perfect time to get out and do some stuff this weekend at the ballpark if you want to go watch a fun baseball team because they are playing really good baseball right now. And again, I don't care that it's the White Sox and people got to stop talking about that. And I feel like they blew out their Jets yesterday. I feel like during our show yesterday was a time where a lot of people were driving into the ballpark, and I'm sure a lot of people were listening to this show because they do. I mean, it is what it is, right? I heard Ryan Lefevre refer to it yesterday.
Ratings would indicate that.
They would. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Ryan Lefevre, talked about it yesterday about the seemingly down feeling that fans are having with this team. We've heard it on Denny had something to say about it at the end of the game yesterday. Vern's post-game shows had stuff to say about it as well. And so when everybody's starting to talk about it, it's starting to kind of become a theme, and people are wondering like, what are we supposed to do? You've asked for a winner, we're giving you a winner. And those who are still not satisfied about the Royals, I do think there are people that do enjoy when things don't work out. Right? They're not narcissists. What masochists, I think, is the word where you like to see negative things happen and you get that joy out of negativity. And there are a lot of people that do feed off of the negativity, and it makes them feel better because the team is losing and it's, oh, I told you so. But I also think a lot of it has to do is we're not used to winning and we just don't know how to handle the winning when it comes to this baseball team. We have got to settle in now and understand that this thing for the foreseeable future, however long that happens to be, in the next 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, they're going to put together a good product to be out there on the field. And now you have to expect that going in. Like, I think you expect the Chiefs to be in the playoffs every year. You expect the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl every year. These are the same type of expectations now that you need to start having for the Royals. You need to go to the ballpark or turn the game on the radio and expect them to win the game every single night. And if they don't, that's an anomaly. Winning is no longer an anomaly with the Royals. Going out there and beating teams that they should beat and beating teams that they shouldn't beat or whoever tells you who they should be, winning is what we expect now out of this ball club. It's not something that randomly just happens every third Tuesday and we get excited about when they get a win and we pound and get mad about them when they lose. Like, this is a winning ball club. We have to start acting like that here and accepting that this is a winning ball club and they're going to do really good things as the season continues to move along. This is not an anomaly.
Yeah, I also think it goes back to the NFL kind of debate because you look at sometimes you'll see teams that'll play, bad teams in the NFL. It's like, well, they beat the Jaguars, they beat the Browns, and they beat the Jets. Let's see what happens when they play the Ravens on, week 4. And it's like, okay, yeah, they beat those teams. But then you can kind of dive in to kind of defeat that theory because the Royals won all 4 games against the White Sox. They outscored them 19-4. Mm-hmm. That's a plus 15 run differential. So if you want to look inside the stats, you want to get analytical, you can look at how you're beating teams. Now, if they were winning all these games 4-3 in the 10th, 2-1, and that was the total score. Mm-hmm. They win the next game, 3-2, and then they win yesterday with a walk-off in the 9th, 5-4. Then I would understand where negative Nancy fan base is like, yeah, I'd be like, you're right. You won those games, but you squeaked by the White Sox. Mm-hmm. You can't do that in this situation. And you could, if you want to kind of, throw some sort of shade, be like, well, yeah, they won yesterday 10-0. Exactly. You're defending my argument. They outscored the White Sox 19-4 in this series, right? Their pitching is dominant. Their pitching's also proven that it doesn't just have to be the White Sox that they're dominant against.
They've got the best ERA in baseball right now.
And they have the best starting rotation.
Right.
And I love the way that Q described it yesterday in his post-press conference, that he said, it's not he's our 1, he's our 2. Every guy is just the guy up. And that means that, this team is winning and this team has a vibe, as Gen Z, I think, would say it's a vibe,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody's selfish, right? Nobody's that guy. Bobby Witt Jr. could care less now I know he wants to have a hit every time he gets up to bat, but yesterday Bobby Witt Jr. was one of many that contributed. The other night, he was a main focus point of why you won.
Right.
He got on, he stole a base, he scored. Yesterday, the team's kicking ass. He hits a dribbler through the middle of the infield and gets a double.
Right.
And why does he do that? Why? Not because it's Bobby Witt Jr.'s speed. It's because there's 2 different teams on that field. There's a team in the White Sox who could care less, and Luis Roberts just jogging to the ball. And then there's Bobby Witt Jr., who's not done yet. And he breaks out of the box and gets to second because he realizes that they're lollygagging in center field, and that's not his mentality. Their mentality is to continue to win and continue to play. Now,
well, could you imagine, though, being on a team like the White Sox? And look, we've been there, very, 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 very recent memory, 2 years ago, where you knew nothing mattered that you did out there on the field. And that's kind of where the White Sox are. I mean, you're sitting with 10 wins now through the first month and a half, first 7 weeks or so of the season, and nothing that you do really is going to matter because you're not going anywhere. And you're already playing out the string, and you're already getting your ass kicked. I can't imagine that sort of mentality that these players have to deal with. Imagine, in football, it's one thing to be on a bad team, and I've talked to Chiefs players over the years who were on some of these bad teams that we saw, the 2012 team for that matter, and they just want the season to be over, and they're saying that in December, at the end of the year. We're talking about baseball teams right now, like the Chicago White Sox, and you got guys out there. How many of those guys are ready already for this season to be over? And you're only at the beginning of May in these situations, and so that sucks. And that's again a problem with baseball. Is you've got these teams out here that are already out of it that don't care, and they're not trying, and they're not they're not giving their effort. And then you got a team like the Royals who are doing everything on that they possibly can to win games because every game for them matters because they know they're going to the postseason.
Right.
Clear up the thing about the Cubs and White Sox.
Yeah, he was never, ever a Cubs fan, so I don't know where that came from. He was always a Sox fan.
Is that Jasper?
Our mother was a Cubs fan. I don't know, maybe that clued in there. And our dad was a Cardinals fan, so I don't know where that all came from. And all the aunts, our mom's family was from the North Side, so that's why they were Cubs fans.
But he rooted for the White Sox.
That's right. But where it came from, I don't know, because he would have been the only one.
At least the Cubs have, at least the White Sox have that on their side.
They have the God.
They got the Pope. Leo.
Yeah.
They got Leo, baby.
Hey, if the White Sox aren't going to win now, they ain't never going to win, right? Yeah. You got the Lord on your side. That was the funny thing yesterday about the whole Pope thing and how it all took off. Not only did America embrace it, it was only America could, right, on X yesterday. Again, it was one of the top days on Twitter of all time. I mean, it was just unbelievably awesome. I was laughing and cackling the entire day seeing what some of these folks were putting up there and talking about. And then you sort of realize, too, there's no city that lives in the past better than Chicago. Like, they're celebrating Ditka and the Cubs and the White Sox of 20 years ago. And
they had a picture of Jordan in the dunk competition with Pope Leo's face on Jordan.
I mean, the Bulls theme song that Heisler put out there yesterday with, like, Chicago still thinks, like, McMahon and Jordan are walking through that door because they haven't had anything really since then, you know, of those two athletes. They haven't had a quarterback, and they haven't had it. Obviously, nobody's had anything like Michael Jordan of those times. So they're still living in the night. I realized that yesterday. I'm like, everybody in Chicago thinks it's 1995, and they're all living their best life. Like Nebraska football fans, they believe it's still 1995 too. And hey, we're a good school. You're Nebraska. You're a mid school at best. You're Chicago. You're the Bears. You're a mid team at best. You're the Cubs. If it wasn't for people being drunk in the outfield, nobody would know you existed, right? So people in Chicago, man, embracing the 90s like it was nobody's business yesterday with this new pope. It was hysterical, I thought. I'm like, damn, they need something besides Ditka and McMahon and Jordan up there.
They got John Hughes.
Yeah. Long time ago, though, too, brother. Like that was the 80s.
They just did it so well, though, for like a decade that like they have enough to live on. They're like the Garth Brooks of cities.
Maybe.
Like Garth was huge in the 90s, and he's still going out selling out tours, basically just doing karaoke.
Right. The Bears and Bulls were huge in the 80s and 90s, and they're still selling Ditka and McMahon and all that kind of stuff, and Jordan and
Garth Brooks is selling out 9 shows in a row, playing Friends in Low Places that everybody knows,
and everybody loves it. Everybody goes and everybody celebrates.
Nobody hates
right?
Jordan.
Nope.
Nobody hates Ditka.
Nope.
People tend to like Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just like
Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
I said, Pope, the Pope, the Pope, the Pope, the Pope. You know?
Chicago got a Pope before they got a 4,000-yard pass.
Yeah,
That one was good.
that was a good one, too, I thought yesterday. Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they said that the Pope was drafted in 2 days and Shedeur Sanders was drafted in 3 days.
Yeah.
Showed Mel Kiper pissed off with like the Pope's hat on.
The Kiper stuff yesterday was some of my favorite stuff. You know, I don't understand why they're taking this guy in the second round. We got Shedeur Sanders sitting right there.
Oh, God. I couldn't quit it, man. Like, I didn't have like one moment where I was like, okay. Like they had Pope Leo's like his thing on, like the cape.
Yeah.
They had all the names before him on the back.
Like looking like the Browns jersey.
Yeah. It's like John Paul II. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, really funny stuff
great.
yesterday.
So that we got an American Pope before the Bills and the Bengals got a Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah, absolutely we did, because we're never going to get the Bills and Bengals to get a Super Bowl trophy. I still like the Vatican one myself, with the Buc-ee's in the center and the Waffle House and Costco.
Yeah, dude,
I mean,
perfect.
what 3 stores sum up America better than Buc-ee's, Waffle House, and Costco? Is there something that we're missing in that situation?
Maybe like a T-Bell or like a Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut's good.
Buc-ee's has got all that inside.
Yeah, they
See,
got
that's the thing is like not everybody has a Buc-ee's. Though.
Right. Yeah, my sister said that to me yesterday. She goes, I don't even really know what Buc-ee's is. She lives on the East Coast, you know?
I've never been in one, never seen one.
Yeah, I've been in one time.
They got beaver nugs that you eat.
It's gas.
Gas.
Buc-ee's
Yeah,
is
like
great.
85 different pumps.
Yeah, I don't know, man. 85.
Bob was referring to gasoline.
Yeah.
I was saying that's fire.
No, they have like 85 gas pumps out there. 85. Wait till you see them by the new Chiefs Stadium in KCK. That Buc-ee's is going to be rocking.
I can't wait.
On game day, when the Chiefs are out at the Legends playing and Buc-ee's is rocking, man.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you, Beaver Nuggets before the game for everybody.
Did you see the one that they had the Pope addressing the crowd and he was speaking Italian or whatever, and it had like the subtitles on it? It's like, thank you for gathering here today. We're excited for an adventure. Green Bay still sucks. Dude, I could not stop. I'm like, Mac, I know you're in the game and I'm being annoying, but dude, these are just banger after banger. There were 0 skips.
Yeah, right, exactly. It was like the perfect album yesterday. This one. I don't understand why the Cardinals picked Prevost when Shedeur Sanders, who I have as the best available, was on the board, and it's a picture of Mel Kiper.
Somebody said this summer we're going to see everybody's gender reveal look just like the Vatican.
This may have been my favorite one. Pope Leo is likely the first pope to have eaten Culver's.
Oh, I saw that. Was so good. It's true. This man has had a double at Culver's.
Like, no other pope even knows what Culver's is, man. Like, it really is like allowing an American to be the pope, okay? Yeah. And again, I am not Catholic, so I will have my take on this, and people will roll their eyes. It's like Caddy Day at Bushwood, man. Like, you have just allowed the caddies to come into the Vatican and take over, because that's what we do as Americans. We act the fool. Not that this gentleman is going to act the fool, but once he got promoted to the papacy, the popery, or whatever we want to call that, America lost their minds yesterday. In only a way that America could lose their minds yesterday, relating this to sports and Buc-ee's.
To me, that was the most in unison Twitter has been in quite some time. Maybe that's foreshadowing that there are good things to come, but it seemed like there wasn't, and again, I don't know if it's like my algorithm, but like I didn't really see a whole lot of like political stuff. I just saw everybody having fun jokes and basically like enjoying the moment.
Right. Yeah, memes.
Like it was meme city. And then you throw that like there's a cat. It says it's him.
Yeah,
it's nonstop. But it was like one of those things where like everybody could just kind of like sit back and like enjoy it, not like go too far, not get mad at anybody. It was a funny
it was a good day yesterday. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. That's one of those days where you just kind of smiling like, why can't every day be like this, right?
You know how some people say like tomorrow you just don't get on Twitter. Just stay off Twitter tomorrow. It's like, okay, fine, I will. And then you get on because somebody told you not to get on. You get on there, you're like, okay, that's why they said stay off. All right, I don't need to see this stuff. Yesterday was one of those days where it's like, call your friend immediately and be like, dude, I don't know if you have Twitter. Download it just for today. Just be a burner account and just read all the content. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a great day.
Zach says instead of a Buc-ee's, there should be a Walmart in the Vatican. Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, that's probably true. Everybody knows what the Walmart
or a Target.
Yeah, something of that nature, yeah.
Walmart, Costco.
Waffle House. I mean, like, it just screams America right there. I did like this one, a skyline picture of Dallas with black smoke, and it says, black smoke in Dallas means we just traded another superstar.
Yeah, God. Then there started being, like, subplots. Like, Buc-ee's was doing it. They're like, we're letting people know when we open. Oh. That's great. I don't know. Yes, it was great. Today, Royals, Red Sox, tomorrow and Sunday. I'm expecting big attendance tonight. Firework Friday tonight. A lot of people will be out there. The weather's going to be great. Mother's Day weekend. But look, maybe now we get to have the people being, we get the people sit. What happens if they win 2 out of 3 against Boston?
What if they lose, though, to Boston? Are we going to hear the naysayers come out of the woodwork? Like, they're waiting, right? They're waiting to put their naysaying pants on, right? Do you think that the Royals are going to go out and lose to a team that's led by Richard Fitz?
That's awesome. Did you know that guy's on the Red Sox?
There's a guy named Richard Fitz on the Red Sox.
You want to know who showed me that? Take a wild guess.
Maloney. Binkley showed you that, right?
He goes, yeah, did you see this guy he does fans? He's Richard Fitz. And then has the audacity to do this. Get it?
No, he didn't. No, he did not. He went with the get it.
Yeah, he's like, Richard Fitz, get it? I'm like, yeah. We do Richard of the Week every Friday at 9.
Oh, my God.
Word for Richard? You know what I'm talking
about? He didn't say that.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, Vern sent me this. It's hilarious. Look at this guy who pitched for Boston, Richard Fitz. Get it?
It's not that funny until you say get it.
It's like, okay.
Because I can see Binkley do that thinking like he's got to explain this one to people. Yeah. I mean, seriously, though, if you're the Fitz family, right, and we're not talking about the late, great Al Fitzmaurice, they're Fitzmaurice. This is the Fitz family. You can't name your kid Richard. You got to do the say it out loud test before you name your children.
I don't even think you need to do the say it out loud test. You just write it down.
Yeah, Richard Fitz. Nope, can't go with that one. I mean, could you imagine that guy growing up? I mean, I know what it would have been like growing up in my generation. I don't know if this generation still makes fun of people's names like we used to. But Richard Fitz going to high school, man, come on now.
I mean, he could also have a hell of a year like promoting his name.
Yeah, true.
Like if he ran for like student
council.
If the Richard Fitz.
Yeah, right. Yeah, perfect. If the Richard Fitz, you must quit, right? Yeah. Oh, my God, though. But seriously, say it out loud, write it down. Like Richard Fitz, what does this guy do? Does he pitch? Mm-hmm. He does. Does he shove? Do we know? Is he a good pitcher?
I don't know. I think he's a stopper.
Is he?
He's a stopgap.
Who do we need in this situation, Skip? I don't know, Richard Fitz.
Call up Fitz. Which one? You know the one. We're up 2.
Richard Fitz in this situation.
Oh, yeah. Can we get Denny Matthews, please?
Yeah.
I don't know who's producing this week, and I'll send him a text every day. Coming in for Boston, Richard Fitz. The situation for Boston currently, 2 on for the Royals, Richard Fitz.
Richard fits this situation perfectly. It's a dumpster fire out there. Like, is he a mop-up guy? Is he a starter? Is he a bullpen guy? Is he somebody that they count on? The man's name is Richard Fitz.
Couldn't tell you. Just so you guys know, Ashton Gelotty, the new addition to the Kansas City Chiefs, will join the show later on. Plus, Justin Reid, former Chiefs safety, will be on the show today as well. Coming up on the other side, I promise you, this is a true story, and why I should never have to do jury duty ever again. You listen to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty.
Hey, what yo, man?
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, this weekend when you're watching basketball, make sure you have the Underdog app out because you're going to have a lot of fun playing on the Underdog app. And you can play in the state of Missouri as well. Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during playoff basketball. It's the leading place to make all of your sports selections, and you can play now in Missouri. To play, all you have to do is download the app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like points, assists, and so much more. And if you're like me, you might want to combine entries from different sports into one selection. A couple of baseball ones here, a couple of basketball ones there, maybe a hockey one here. Combine all your entries into one selection, and once it feels good, you can play with as little as $1. And if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. So download the Underdog app now and sign up with promo code BOB to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit with promo code BOB. Must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Hey, KC, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door isn't just opening doors this month, they're opening hearts in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. Renner is donating 5% of all sales to Authentic Life Foundation, supporting vital mental health services to those in need. For supporting this cause, you'll get 5% off your project. Call or visit rennerdoor.com, where quality and compassion open doors to a better community.
RENNER, RENNER.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Midwest Auto Services. East Side, I-70 westbound slows at 31st Street. Stays pretty heavy over to Jackson Avenue. Just before Jackson, there is a stall blocking the center lane. So past that, things pick up a move considerably better. A little slowdown around 27th Street and 23rd Street as you make your way through construction zones. Is driving your vehicle like fighting a wild bull? Does it lead, pull, or feel out of sync when you accelerate or brake? Are you replacing tires a lot due to poor wear? Let Midwest Auto Services check your alignment. Call 816-224-4247 or MidwestAutoservices.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Is this the deep cut by the Thankful Alive?
It is, yes.
Love that. Box of Rain. If you haven't heard that song by the Grateful Dead, go listen to it today. It'll change your life.
I was
Great
going
song.
down a rabbit hole yesterday with Grateful Dead stuff. I think part of it was because Q was on the other day, and then I told you about that Grateful Fred website that is out there right now. And so I was kind of going down a rabbit hole yesterday and found Sturgill Simpson. You guys know Sturgill Simpson at all?
Of course, yeah.
You might. Mac probably does it. Pretty good.
Similar to like Stapleton.
Okay.
Yeah, and he performed Ripple with Jerry Garcia, the Grateful Dead, at the Kennedy Center Honors, and it was like Jerry's head up in the air. You know, it was really
cool.
It was awesome.
So fun story. I didn't think this was possible, but this is a true story. I mean, hand on the Bible, everything. I promise you, this is a true story. So I had mentioned to you guys that I wasn't going to be here Monday because I was summoned to jury duty, and I was like, that's weird. And I'm not trying to get morbid here, but I had just done jury duty last year because I'd asked you, I was like, I know I'm not the smartest, person in the world, but when was the parade shooting? You're like, last February. And I was like, okay, well, I know that I had jury duty because like the week after we had to go in like underneath. And I was like, there's no way that's been 3 years. So you and my stepdad and people were like, you need to call the jury office and talk to somebody. So got home on Wednesday. I was like, all right, I'm going to call up there. I called up there. Lady answers the phone, super nice lady. And she's like, hi. And I was like, hello. I was like, hey, I have a question. She's like, yeah. She's like,
was it the beginning of the Seinfeld episode? You say hi, I say hello. Yes.
Thanks for having me. And I was like, I have a question. I was like, I feel like I just did jury duty less than 3 years ago, and I'm pretty sure there's a rule that you have to wait at least 3 years for you're even attempted to be drawn out of a hat again. She's like, that's correct. I was like, I'm pretty sure I went there last year and told her the same thing I just told you. She's like, what's your name? And I was like, Dustin Likens. She's like, no, last time you were here was in 2022. I was like, no. I was like, no. She's like, what's the name say? Well, on my summons report, this one said Dusty Likens. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I'll type in that. And she's like, yeah, you're summoned on Monday. And I was like, well, how is it possible that I have two different names in the jury pool that have been getting pulled my entire life? Not my entire life, since I was 18.
Yeah, right.
So there's been a Dustin Likens and a Dusty Likens, double dipping, because that was my fifth summons since I've been able to be summoned to jury.
That's
duty.
insane. That's nuts.
And I know I'm going to get a bunch of texts. I'm 60 years old, Dusty. Never been summoned once.
Right.
5 times. 5 times I've been summoned. And so I called the lady, and she's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to take this one out. Thank you. I didn't know I had 2 Like, I've been drafted for jury duty before and more than Shador Sanders.
Right.
And so she took me off the list for Monday, so I'll be here.
Good.
Unfortunately for you guys, I'll be here Monday. Yeah, my name was in the jury pool 2 different ways, and I didn't know that was a possibility.
Well, it's Frank White running Jackson County. What'd you expect?
Like, has that ever happened to anybody else in the history of mankind?
Well, I'm Robert, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Robert and a Bob. Or,
and that's what's weird is everything that comes to like that level of like putting my information out there, it's always Dustin. It's never Dusty.
Yeah, how did they get Dusty? That's what because when you register for stuff, I'm Robert for everything. You know, everything that you sign or any paperwork and all that, it's always Robert. So I would be stunned if somebody had Bob as like, Bob has been summoned to jury duty. Like, how is that possible? Bob was just summoned to be the Pope, man. Like, I don't know how that's going to happen for me to be summoned under Bob. So you better check it. If you're getting called for jury duty, you're on the Missouri side, Jackson County. It's a Frank White issue. You got to basically look it up and make sure that Frank isn't screwing you with jury duty, just like you did with your income tax or your property tax. I mean,
yeah, property. Yeah, it was just weird. Like, I was blown away by that.
That's like crazy.
Because I even like called my stepdad. Like,
have that many people moved out of Jackson County since Frank White raised the property tax rate that they're summoning everybody twice a year now for jury duty?
I feel like I should have a lifelong pass of being summoned. I know it's my civic duty to go do it.
Yeah.
But again, like, I've been selected twice to go into the court, and like, I wasn't in the final hearing. The third time I got selected was during COVID. And I had gone out of town, and I was being honest, and I was like, yeah, like, not everybody where I was at was wearing a mask. And they were like, all right, we're no longer going to select you. You'll be 3 more years.
Perfect.
Then I get selected again, and then apparently I got selected again. So, like, you do the math. 18, you register to vote. That's when you're eligible, I think, for jury duty.
Yep.
And so 18, I'm 37. That's roughly, 20 years, 19 years? You can only get picked every 3 years. 5 times. Do the math. How is that possible?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to be selected ever again. I've done my civic duty and some. I'm Favre. I went to the Jets and the Vikings and the Packers. I did it all.
You're like Chase Daniel or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
no,
like
you've ever seen.
Ryan Fitzpatrick played on like every NFL team, right? Didn't he? And pretty close. Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick played on more NFL teams than you probably weren't even alive when he played for half of them. I mean, that guy's been playing for 100 years. He's played for everybody. So that's kind of like you'd be the jury duty. You're like the Ryan Fitzpatrick of jury duty. They just call you up when they need you, and there you are. You show up. Hey, here I am.
I'm going to put my name as Richard Fitz. And
see if you get picked.
Jury 16, stand up and state your name. Why do I have to state my name? No one else has. Just say your name.
Richard Fitz.
All right, you're selected. Sweet.
What do? I pitch for the Red Sox. Well, not now because I'm on the disabled list, which is very upsetting.
Yeah, so somebody says, man, Dusty, I'm 60 and I never received a summons. Knew it.
There it is. There it is. Yep. How do you get around that, though? I mean, if you're 68 years old and you've never seen a jury summons, give us the secret, man. Don't sit back and hold that one for yourself. Let everybody know. Because I got to be honest with you. Is there anybody that wants to be on jury duty?
I think there's some people for sure.
Probably one guy.
Because there's some people that are like stay-at-home moms.
Like if you're retired and get you out of the house or something.
I got nothing better to do. Let's see if this guy's guilty or not.
Flip side is, do you want that guy on your jury?
Why would somebody that has a non-biased mindset?
Well, good luck with that anymore.
Somebody says I'm Leon Sandcastle.
Good luck with that anymore. Like that's the thing. Because I've been called before. We all have, right? You go down there. Everybody's pissed off, right? Everybody's in a bad mood. Nobody wants to be there. You're trying to get out of it as much as you possibly can. Then the people who do get selected are ticked that they got selected. Do you really want that person determining whether or not you're going to jail?
Somebody says, sorry to break it to you, Dusty. There is no limit on how many times or how often you can get called for jury duty.
I don't think that's the case
at
all.
They tell you after you, because like the last time I went, which was right after the parade incident, the judge came down and she was like, I have good news and bad news. Good news is, for those of you that don't want to be here, I don't need any of you today. Go on with your day. It was like, I don't know, like 8:45. I have to watch that putrid video that they show still from like 1991.
Yeah.
And then they're like, your name will go away for 3 years. Then you have, 3 years eligibility before you get summoned again. That's what the judge told us.
Yeah, I'm going to take the judge's word over the text line. Sorry about that, but I'm just going to take the judge's word over the text line on this one.
Yeah. I'm 40 and I've been summoned once and got out of it completely, saying that my work, I travel all over the place. And hell no, I don't want to do jury duty.
No, nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, like I'd rather have people go in there that want to do it, want to have a non-biased mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of a biased mindset, Tyreek Hill, he's no longer biased towards Tua.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe that happened. I'm shocked.
Good for him.
I am stunned.
Well, he said his top 5 quarterbacks are Lamar, no particular order.
Right.
Lamar, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, And Daniels is who he said, right?
Yeah, he did. He said, he said Daniel Jones.
No. I thought he said. He
said Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow, and not Tua, but Baker.
Baker, that's right.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker gets some love. Does he want to go to Tampa?
But I'm not going to argue with that. Baker Mayfield's a better quarterback than Tua. All those guys are better quarterbacks than Tua. It was more like when he said that Tua was better than Mahomes when he went down there originally. And now he's backtracking, and Tua's not even in his top 5, like the old T-Mobile 5 favorites that you used to have back in the day. Tua's not in your top 5, man. That's
like horseradish.
He does the best deep ball there is.
But that's your guy.
Most accurate quarterback ever.
Yeah.
This thing just continues to dissipate down in Miami, man. I'm loving it. It's great.
And to tie this in, that's Wednesday. But to tie this in, Tyreek Hill is doing his best not to get summoned by the Dolphins.
Yeah.
He's saying right there, because somebody says, I just got my first summons at 26. How do I get out of the final jury? Just say you don't know. You don't want to judge. I don't know. How do you?
There's ways.
Watch Larry David.
Yeah, exactly. Go watch Curb.
But yeah, Tyreek Hill is slowly but surely trying to get his way out of Miami.
Yep.
Deuces, doors closed on that. Top 5 quarterbacks, not your own.
Right.
He's trying to get out of showing up to duty for the Dolphins. But he's been summoned to training camp.
And he has mentioned that he likes Tampa Bay. So.
He did mention that he likes Tampa. Is that why Baker's on the top 5? He likes Tampa. Do they like him, though? Because we're getting to the point now where Tyreek Hill's got more baggage than he's worth.
Yeah.
He's got more baggage than he's worth. The stuff that he does off the field, the baby stuff, and all that kind of stuff with the trouble that he's gotten himself into. Like that guy. I'll be honest with you, man. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole if that was my team. You don't have him right now, and you're fine. That's right. You can call me the Grinch on this one. I don't care. I wouldn't want that guy near my team. Greatest wide receiver we've ever seen. His time has come and gone.
You're a toadstool sandwich with something in arsenic sauce. Somebody gives us an update. Police are no longer on Metcalf. Man, that was 2 hours.
Yeah, that was 2 hours
Does anybody know what was going on
at
Metcalf?
Metcalf?
913-586-7965. We'll give you the know of Ashton Gelotty. He's going to join the show. On the other side, the draft pick out of Louisville, defensive lineman. We'll hear what he has to say about his new time in Kansas City on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
We just talked about it. Saturday is going to be awesome weather-wise. 2:30. You've got some NBA action. You'll have some Royals action, and you can have some Surfside action because the weather's heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka to break that heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. So 0 troubles with 0 carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. You must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Ring the bell. We've done it again. Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875 fixed. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. Lock in this incredible 4.875 rate and get your cash in as little as 14 days. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For over 8 years, QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in non-surgical relief for joint pain, with over 50,000 satisfied patients. People with knee and back pain now living pain-free. Shoulder and hip pain, gone. What they're doing is nothing short of remarkable. They're using regenerative cell therapy to restore the tissue in their achy joints. They're using biologic growth factors with robust healing properties, carefully and strategically placed in your joint. It's a powerful and potent way to give your joints new life. The best part, with QC Kinetics, there are no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. It's an all-natural cellular level option with lasting relief. Imagine doing all the things you enjoy this summer without being slowed down by that awful joint pain in your knees or your back. Call QC Kinetics now and learn about these cutting-edge treatments that can help you live your best life. Call 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Stay comfortable year-round with expert HVAC installation done right the first time. Enjoy zero down and payments from $180 a month. Schedule your consultation today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Streetcar-takeover.com. East side 70 westbound gets heavy past Van Brunt. Stays off again on again heavy up past 27th Street. Construction in through there takes away the left lane. Get your tickets now for a weekend of horsepower, burnouts, car show, music, and adrenaline-fueled excitement at Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free online at streetcar-takeover.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan.
Hang out with Cody and Gold. Weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City. In Odyssey Sports Station.
It is a new addition to the Chiefs. Defensive lineman. They got help in the offseason by drafting this kid, Ashton Gelotty, here with us on the show. Ashton, let's get down to it, man. What's it like to join the team like Kansas City, a team that's been successful, has been known to be a champion, and what was that like getting drafted all on the same day by the Kansas City Chiefs?
Obviously, it's just a great blessing. It's something that, again, dreamed of and worked for since I was a kid, and obviously to hear my name called was something special, but also to be called by the team that I was kind of left me speechless. And, again, just very grateful to be a part of the culture and be a part of this team, and just looking for my way that I can, contribute.
You said you were speechless when you got the call and it was the Kansas City Chiefs. Why did that one in particular leave you speechless? Did you not know Kansas City may be in the mix?
No, so yeah, I mean, they kind of underplayed me a little bit. They were trying to talk to me a little bit, but not a lot. So I didn't really know if I was gonna get picked by them. And obviously, you're just sitting on the couch, I was going in the third round. I'm I don't even know if I'll get picked today, or we'll see how it goes. And obviously, they called me, and I was like, oh snap!
Yeah.
And it's just because all the tension of just waiting, you know what I'm saying? And again, to have the team that called me was just amazing.
You know what I think the cool part about that is the story that kind of circulated after the pick, Ashton, and Brett Veach, I guess, was, picking there at number 66, and, teams are starting to try to trade up a little bit, and there were some trade rumors out there. The teams were trying to trade up to get you. And as soon as you were selected by the Chiefs, a couple of other teams said, we're not going to worry about trading up now because that was the guy we wanted. Not only do you get picked by the Super Bowl champs, which we'll still call the Chiefs, the best team in the NFL. Not only do you get picked by them, but you had other teams that wanted to trade up for you. That's got to be like a feather in your cap. You got to feel pretty good about that too.
No, it feels good, but again, at the end of the day, I'm trying not to think about that. I'm just trying to get in here and work. So, again, just thankful that the Chiefs took me, and just ready to get to work for them.
No doubt about it. So interesting here. You'll be on the same defensive line as Chris Jones. Has there been any conversation yet with him? I know you have a history with George Karlaftis. Maybe kind of give us a little bit of insight on that, and then like what the expectations maybe for you are joining the defensive line with those two guys on it.
No, obviously Chris Jones is a legend, and I don't want to like over jump the hand or anything. So I just want to get in there and work, see what I can learn from him. But obviously, I feel like that's a phenomenal person to learn from. Just how many years he has and how dominant he's been for his career. So that's kind of what it is for that. But George, I mean, we had the same college coach, so it just kind of worked out. It was really funny how it works out. And going to my sophomore year, my coach came to Louisville because he was part of the staff. And George was just so happy to use Louisville for like off-season training. And my coach was like, "Yo, well, I got a former player here. He's on the Chiefs, and I think you like him. I think he'd be able to help a little bit, give you a little wisdom." And that's kind of how that relationship formed, which is like me either going in to watch how he worked or watching film or stuff like that with him. So obviously being on the same team just furthers that connection. So.
Ashton, I would imagine, and maybe I'm imagining wrong, and maybe I'm just nuts, but like you're sitting there and you're having these conversations with George Karlaftis, you probably have to look at him and say, "Hey, man, what's like the biggest difference from going from college where we were having a lot of success to the NFL where we're young and we're new and we don't know anything?" Did he talk to you about what some of the biggest adjustments are going to be that you have to make just as a person to have the success in the NFL that you had in college?
Well, if you're talking about football, you're talking about life.
I'm talking about both, man. I'd rather talk about life, quite honestly. So if he's got some good life nuggets for you, great. If he's got some football ones too.
Yeah, I think for life, it's just like learning how to, again, distance yourself from people and say no. And that's obviously a hard thing to do, especially when like you want to be able to give back or be kind to people. Just learning how to say no. Get in your schedule, get in your routine, making sure you have a plan of what you want to do, what you need to do. And then getting that routine, because obviously as an adult, I mean, college is really strict regimented, and NFL is a little bit, but they give you obviously a little bit more freedom to decide because you're a professional. You're supposed to be able to conduct your own schedule. So your treatment, your massages, all that stuff, like you need to be able to figure that, what works for you, and plan that with the people who are in the building. So I think just really maximizing the opportunity and using the resources there is going to be the biggest thing. And obviously getting that playbook, that's, again, the biggest thing, especially same thing in college. Like the biggest thing that stops you from playing is your knowledge. So if I can get in the playbook and apply to the scheme and get behind what Spags and Coach Collins are teaching me, and the faster I can get on that on board with that, the faster I can have an impact other than special teams. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. So it's kind of interesting, Ashton, there is, being a college kid for the last, few years or so, and to think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be 30 years old this year. I know it's wild. It makes me feel really old. When you're in college and all of a sudden, I don't know if you're a video game guy or, you obviously follow the sport of football and you see Mahomes do these crazy things. Man, now you're going to wear the same jersey as him. Is that kind of like a huge, like I'm here, I've arrived? Like, I know it's not an ego thing. I'm not trying to say that, but it's more so like, that's the dude that, like, I played with on Madden, or that's the dude that makes those stupid throws that I watch on highlights, and now he's my teammate.
No, again, it makes it very, as a defender, it makes you very relaxed when you have someone like that, someone of that caliber across the ball. And obviously, it allows defenses to play free and feel free to take chances and stuff like that. But it's kind of surreal. It's not like I've made it, because I don't think I've made it yet. Obviously, I feel like we still got to work, and I still got to be able to put out something before I can say I've made it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think just to be, again, on a team with like someone like Pat Mahomes, like just crazy because, I mean, obviously you look at them a lot and you're like, okay, but you kind of forget that they're just like they're people. So it's going to be a little different probably seeing them at work, you know.
Yeah, no kidding. Is there something, Ashton Gelotty, that you'd like to ask Patrick Mahomes or maybe even it's Travis Kelce or heck, maybe even Andy Reid? You're like, I've been watching you guys win all these Super Bowls and do this kind of stuff. Is there something you're like, man, I got to ask Patrick Mahomes or Andy Reid or Travis Kelce this?
I feel like it's just the process. Like, what's their process, and like, how did they have so much longevity? Like, and I mean, you can get that from George too, but like, it's just how have you built like your historic career, and like, what was your foundation? What are your principles like that helped get you there? I feel like that's the biggest thing that I would probably ask.
Yeah, I think that's good because you might as well ask the best, right? I mean, Mahomes is the best that's ever lived. Andy Reid's the best that ever lived. Travis is the best that's ever lived, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so looking at your childhood growing up, did you have an idol on the football field? Is there somebody you're like, that's the guy that I want to be?
I was a big fan of Ray Lewis growing up just because, I don't know, something about it. And he was also from Florida. I'm not born in Florida, but I was raised in Florida. But something about it, like I was just like, man, I want to be a linebacker. Like, and it's weird because now I'm playing DN, and it's more of what I would have wanted. And you know, obviously there's a lot of people you look up to. It's just, yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So we talk about Kansas City. You said you could talk about life, talk about football. What do you know or like about Kansas City, like the culture of it? Obviously, the barbecue, you know, mecca of the world. You've got the jazz museums, the Negro Leagues baseball museum. Like, is there anything that you're really pining to try in Kansas City now that you might be here for some time?
Obviously, since I got the car, I've gotten plenty of recommendations for barbecue spots. So I haven't even been able to try it yet. So hopefully I can get in there, try some good barbecue. But I just really want to just kind of embrace the city for what it is and just be able to be in it and, you know, obviously see those little things, see a Royals game, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, we appreciate the time. Best of luck in your young NFL career. Congratulations on being selected by the Chiefs, and welcome to Kansas City, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
And that was Ashton Gelotty. Ashton Gelotty out of Louisville, defensive lineman. Says Chris Jones is a legend. We got to dive into that a little bit later on. But coming up on the other side, there is a possible trade partner. We've talked about him already. Plus, we get into one word on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I'll tell you, this summer you're going to be looking for something fun to do, right? We're always looking for something awesome to do, something unique and something different. Well, for all of your summertime activities, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Foaling have got some cool things coming up this summer beginning at the end of May. First and foremost, they've got registration for their summer Foaling Double Leagues now open at their website of foalingkc.com. You're going to play every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. It's a short season. Get out there, foal around, and find out how much fun it is. And then on Friday, May 30th, they're going to have a Foaling Doubles tournament at 7 o'clock that includes cash prizes, neon beer signs, free foaling passes, merchandise, and so much more. Website right now, foalingkc.com. Register to get in that, and you could win some great cash prizes from my friends over at Foaling. And Foaling is that perfect activity for everybody, kids, adults. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a date night. It doesn't matter if it's a work party. It doesn't matter if it's a birthday party. Foaling is great for everything. It is football plus bowling plus bar, and that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. It's a mashup of football and bowling, drinks, and fun. You set up the bowling pins, you throw the football at them, you knock them down, you re-rack them, and you start again. You can cater your own food, and they've got a great bar. So reserve a lane now at foalingkc.com. That's foalingkc.com, and get your foal on.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that, and often we just accept the changes as the way it is. But some of those changes, such as bad sleep patterns, low sex drive, brain fog, no energy, and reduced gains in the gym, could be due to low testosterone. And that is something you can change. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And even if you're in your 30s, if you're experiencing some or all of the symptoms I just noted, you very well may need low testosterone treatment. With our treatment protocols, if you're like most men, you'll be amazed at the change. You'll have more energy, improved mental clarity, Your sleep will be better, so will your workouts, and you'll likely find that your sex drive increases too. So give us a call today and make the change for good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Hello, Kansas. Looks like we're in for another heat wave this season with a forecasted high of up to $300,000. That's right. The Kansas Lottery is bringing the heat with the Hot Sevens family of tickets rolling across our state. You could instantly win up to $300,000. Plus, there's even a chance at up to $20,000 in the second chance drawing through Play On. Talk about a scorcher. Don't forget your oven mitts when you head out today. See kslottery.com for details.
That's the sound of James adding long-lasting Gain scent boosters to his laundry this morning. Several hours later, James sniffs the irresistible scent of Gain on his shirt. Gain. Several hours later, James has even caught the attention of his mother-in-law, and she never gives him attention.
Ooh, you smell amazing, James.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I love you too.
I never said that.
Add Gain scent boosters to your laundry. Add joy to your day.
It seems like just yesterday when I captured my son's first steps, or when we recorded his soccer games on VHS tapes. Those moments are gone. But the old home movies and pictures don't need to be. That's why my son created Legacy Box.
That's right, Mom. Over 1 million families have used Legacy Box to digitally preserve their old home movies and photos.
Simply fill Legacy Box with your old camcorder tapes, film, and photos. They will professionally digitize and send them back on DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
With Mother's Day around the corner, it's the perfect time to get your Legacy Box and save your family's history. After all, few things are as important as protecting your precious memories. Give your mom a Mother's Day present she'll never forget. Legacy Box is offering a 60% discount. Order yours today and take advantage of our best Mother's Day sale ever. Visit legacybox.com/value and for a limited time, get an incredible 60% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value for 60% off. legacybox.com/value.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
DQ presents How to Hit Summer's Sweet Spot. The new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu is here. And as the official treat of MLB, we're swinging big with our fan-favorite S'mores Blizzard Treat. Plus, new mixing bowl mashup with brownie batter and chocolate chip cookie dough. And even more in our Stack Summer lineup. Hurry in today because nothing says summer like baseball and our new Summer Blizzard Treat menu. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri side 70 westbound. Things moving pretty well coming in from 470. You may encounter a slow spot around 27th Street, making your way into the construction zone, but otherwise you're moving pretty well. 435 westbound, slow crossing the state line. Stay sluggish onto the Kansas side past Rowe with an earlier stalled off to the shoulder. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
A lot of people like that kid out of Louisville on the text line.
How could you not, right? I had a fun conversation with him, I thought, yesterday. Did you think it was fun, too?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, interesting to find out some of the kind of the wherewithals and the behind-the-scenes stuff of some of these guys and what they want to do.
Game?
Yeah, wants to go to a Royals game. Well, who doesn't? Well, except some people on the text line, I'm sure, don't have any interest in going because they only won 10-0 yesterday, not 11-0.
Chris Jones is a legend.
Chris Jones, he did call a legend. We'll get into that as the morning rolls along. I don't think he's far off from really saying that Chris Jones is a legend. And so, I mean, he's been one of the best defensive players that we've seen, in this era. Obviously, the best defensive player we've had in this era.
Yeah, we'll have your guy, Justin Reed, join the show. We'll ask him that exact same question.
Yeah.
Chris Jones is a legend. Yes or no? Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Tell us why. Somebody says, this dude's going to be good, man. They hit on all his shoulders is ridiculously good. Sure. Yeah. I mean, strength of the defensive line, man. Welcome to Spags country.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to NFL country now. That's kind of this offseason was the rebirth of the running back, right? The rebirth of the running back was this offseason.
It's today.
And we're also going to have the rebirth now of the defensive line because that's what Philadelphia did to beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, right? Allegedly, they didn't really run the football. People don't really recall. I know we got our doors blown off and our ass kicked that day. Saquon Barkley didn't do much in that Super Bowl, right? Saquon Barkley was pretty much shut down in that Super Bowl. The Chiefs did a great job of shutting him down. Forgot about everybody else, but they did a great job of shutting down Saquon Barkley in that game. And so that's why you see, teams kind of copying each other. You get the running backs, you get the defensive line. Who knows what it'll be next year? You want to guess what it's going to be next year? Because nobody would have guessed running back going into last season that position was going to see a renaissance. Oh, quarterback is going to see a renaissance?
Yep.
Well, I mean, we kind of already had it, though, with Sam Darnold or whatever his name is over there in Minnesota. And, you got Kirk. Well, that's a bad example. But you had Arnold and Sam, whatever his name is. Yeah, and Sam Donald. I'll be back against you.
In Seattle.
So, yeah, I don't know what position is going to have that renaissance this year, but it'll be cool to see what kind of develops over the course of the NFL season and where everybody's scrambling in March to kind of backfill to whatever happened in the Super Bowl this year.
I think there's an obvious yes to this question to the text line. If DCs could get into the Hall of Fame, do you think Spags is first ballot?
Yeah, I mean, he's arguably the greatest defensive coordinator of all time. Bill Belichick will say, hold my beer on this one and want to have a conversation, but Steve Spagnolo has won multiple Super Bowls with different teams, shut down Tom Brady a couple of times. So I do think Steve Spagnolo is the greatest defensive coordinator of all time. They have a contributor side to the NFL Hall of Fame or the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and maybe he can get in that way, but I don't know if we've ever seen random assistant coaches put in with like the TV executives or whoever else are in that side of the Hall of Fame. But, Spags, man, this guy, once he leaves, let's see what happens with this defense, right? I think it's going to be crazy to see a defense without Steve Spagnolo here, but he's not going to be around forever either.
Do you think they all go out together?
I don't know. I was just going to ask the same question to you. What do you think they do?
When I say they.
Who's they?
I think Andy and Spags go out together.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, I think they go out as like a duo.
Okay.
I don't think they're that far in age.
No, they're not. I think Spags like a year younger than Andy or something like that.
Obviously they can do it as long as they damn well please. I think they have the pass to do that. But I'm interested to know, like, because I don't know if like one would go. I mean, obviously Andy got here, years before Spags got here. But it'd be interesting to see if they continue to do this or if they, go out together and let's say they win 2 more in the next 5 years and they look at each other in the mirror and they're like, or each other face to face and they're like, it's time.
Yeah.
Like, we got 5. We've been to 7. Like, I don't know what more we can do, Andy.
The interesting thing with Andy Reid, and I'm going to speak for Andy not knowing his feelings on this because I feel like I'm capable of doing that.
Dave Tobe is a text line says another one that would go out with
Dave
him.
may go out as well, too. Yeah, Dave, I think would be fun to have around town just being Dave Tobe.
Because I think with Andy, it's going to take like a group effort to get him out. Like, I think Andy would just be like, dude, I'll come out here in a wheelchair and coach.
And that's kind of where I'm going. And that's the feeling that I have with him because of the unfulfilledness that he had in Philadelphia, right? He had a really good career in Philadelphia. His career didn't take off till he came to Kansas City. And so you're making up for, those years in Philadelphia that you didn't get to the, to the top of the mountain and everybody said, oh, you're a good coach, bud. And now he's here in Kansas City and he's got Patrick Mahomes and the cheat code to the NFL right now working, full blast. Why would you want to walk away from that? Because Andy Reid, while he's 66 years old or whatever it is, which isn't old, everybody's seemingly wanting to push him out the door, and Pete Carroll's coming back like 10 years older than Andy, right? Bill Belichick sitting around on a college campus with a hole in his T-shirt.
He's got one hell of a PR staff.
He really does have a hell of a. But so Andy, I think, is like now finally in that wheelhouse of his career. Like he's in the sweet spot of that career. Why would you want to walk away from that?
Especially as the longer you coach Mahomes, he's going to get to the point where it's just like, yeah, whatever Pat wants to do. Well, if he needs me, I'm here. But if not, and that's what the Texan says. As long as Pat's here, Andy's not retiring. I mean, I agree.
Now, I don't necessarily buy that because Patrick's 30. What if he plays till he's 42 years old like Tom Brady did? You're talking another 12 years. Andy would be 66, 76, 78 years old. You think Andy?
Carroll's 78.
Yeah, well, he's pretty close, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Andy doesn't want to do that. Who knows? I don't know. But I think if Patrick Mahomes never came along and they didn't have this run of success, I think we'd already been moved on from Andy. I think Andy probably would have retired already had Patrick Mahomes not been drafted and kind of given him a rebirth as well. I mean, I think Andy's had the Philadelphia career, then he had the beginnings of the Kansas City career, which was a rebirth from Philadelphia, and then the second part, this Mahomes thing, is a rebirth from the first part of the Kansas City career. And so, like, he really is in the renaissance of his career right now. He's in the high point, the top part of his career. You don't want to walk away at this point in time. I mean, and at least that's the way I think. And if I'm Andy Reid, he just signed that 5-year contract last year, so you're thinking he's got at least 4 more years to go of doing this. Will Spags be around that entire time? Hell if I know.
No doubt. You went down a rabbit hole for baseball trades.
I did, and I don't kind of remember how I got there. I think I was looking at bats.
Rabbit holes.
Yeah, like I just don't know what it was.
Stay off Reddit. You'll be there for 4 hours.
Could have been, but I don't Reddit much at all. I try to stay away from that because you get lost in those things. Do you ever get the answer that you want on Reddit?
Most times.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, because every time I go there, it's like, all right, you're giving me links to
I also get more than I bargained for.
Oh, yeah, at times you definitely do. But so I never really feel fulfilled going on Reddit. Right, so I usually try to stay away from there. But I was down in a rabbit hole about the Cubs and somehow got onto a story that they need bullpen help. I think they gave up their closer the other night, midweek, gave up like 8 runs in the 9th inning or something like that. And I said, oh, God, the Cubs closer. This guy stinks. So I did some research on this guy, whoever he was, and then started to find all these stories like that they've been writing since basically spring training that the Cubs bullpen is an epic disaster right now. And I'm thinking to myself, boy, we've got a lot of good bullpen pieces here in Kansas City. And the Cubs got 3 outfielders that can go out there and absolutely rake and hit, and any one of them that would be acquired today would be the best outfielder on the Kansas City Royals. And you're talking about PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, who you mentioned, Suzuki, and Ian Happ are the 3 outfielders that they have all, as of 2 days ago, were hitting like 275 or better, and Kyle Tucker as well. On the Cubs, they've got an excess of outfielders. That's the type of move that I think you should look at if you're the Kansas City Royals. Deal from your strength to a weakness that the Cubs have, where their strength is a weakness that you have. And I think that's how teams ultimately should try to match up. I think they do, but this wouldn't be a we're unloading players because they're on a contract year and we don't want to pay them anymore and we need to get something in return so our owner keeps us employed for another year in the front office like a lot of organizations do. This would be a legitimate, hey, you guys are good and we're good. You guys have an extra outfielder. We got some extra bullpen arms. Maybe there's a deal to be had. Maybe there's a deal to be done where the Royals can go ahead and trade one of their relievers. Maybe it's Estevez, maybe it's Urseg, whoever the case may be, to get one of these outfielders back in return, and you help each other out. And I'm not saying it's a 1-for-1 swap or anything like that, obviously, but that would be kind of the parameters of the deal. The things that people would talk about would be like PCA for Estevez or Kyle Tucker for Urseg or something like that, and both teams get better, and that feels like a really good baseball trade.
Well, I will say, not to like ruin your parade, Chicago's not letting anybody get Pete Crow Armstrong.
No, I understand that.
Kyle Tucker is going to get probably a huge contract from the Cubs in the offseason. But I also, from the Royals perspective, I don't want to get rid of Urseg or Estevez. I think that's like what if this team does do a deep run in the playoffs, it's going to come down to those guys. But there's a guy like Steven Cruz.
Yeah.
Right? 0 ERA, a whip of 7, hasn't given up a run, strikes out 7 out of 10. I mean, I guess his strikeout per 9 is like 6 per 9. Cruz is a guy that you'd be like, hey, this guy's pretty good. He's in abundance in our rotation, in our bullpen. You package him with like a Daniel Lynch. You're creating a hole in a bullpen that's been pretty well patched up no matter what the scenario is, whether it's, hey, stop the bleeding, do this. You keep Urseg and Estevez. Like, you keep those 2 guys. That's your, like, Herrera, or that's like your Davis Holland. That's like that's your
Sure.
8-9 guys, or not your 8 guys. That's your 9 guy in Estevez, and then that's your your stopper per se for Lucas Ursig, but who could also be a all-star as well. I think his ERA is like below 7.7.
Right.
But like you look at teams that need bullpen arms. Like you think about last year, the Royals had a bullpen arm and they got Lucas Ursig. Nobody at the trade deadline was really like blowing out the water Lucas Ursig's name, because if that was the case, he wouldn't be in Kansas City, if you get what I'm saying. Like they're not going to get the cream of the crop when it comes to the free agency. They're going to get guys that, they find that analytically work for them. They found Ursig, it worked. They signed Estevez in the offseason. It's been great, right? But they fell into the lap of this Steven Cruz kid. Daniel Lynch has had a revival of a career in the bullpen. He's a left-hander with a great, mindset in that sort of role. You could put those two guys together, and you could find a decent bat. You could find anybody better than Hunter Renfroe. But again, he's not really playing anymore. I thought the stat yesterday, there were 17 hits for the Royals. He went 0 for 4.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like, damn, dude, that's tough.
That's pretty
that's
bad.
tough, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Bobby had a couple of them to really. Okay, thanks, Hunter.
You're right. So I think that now, is it Chicago? I don't know. But when you look at pieces, there's one of two options. There's a team that is either like there, but they have a severe wound in their roster, whether it's leadoff hitter, whether it's starting pitcher, whether it's a closer, whatever it may be. Those tend to be the 3 most popular spots at the trade deadline. Or there's the teams that are completely just rubbish, like the Rockies or the White Sox. Are like, hey,
speak of the Pope's team that way.
Yeah, right. So like they'll get rid of those guys. But like if you have guys that are, not really proven, but they've done enough, like a Cruz, that's a guy that you could shop, and you could go get like a utility guy that could be maybe a Michael Garcia, right? Like you had an Aroldis Chapman. You got a guy who maybe the Texas Rangers gave up on, and Cole Reagan's because he had 2 Tommy John surgeries. Like, look, if it works out, it works out. Congratulations. Thanks, Dayton. And, never forget. But, like, that's the thing is, like, you got that for a guy that you were never going to keep. Cruz is a guy that has been great. He's been fine. Yesterday was good, too. 0.7 ERA. That guy could be a piece you could move that maybe not a lot of people are connected to, because you say names like, Drew Waters. And people are like, no, Drew Waters, I like him. He's been a good addition. You're in love with Drew Waters because you like his story and he's in Kansas City and he's working out for your team.
Right.
But imagine what you could get for somebody that, maybe like a Cruz that like, you don't really know a whole lot yet, but the league sees his numbers and says, that could be our guy.
Yeah,
let's go get that guy.
And that's why I throw out like some of the bigger names, because I think this type of trade to get that outfield bat still needs to be one of those. I use the term a wow trade, like where the people who are being traded for, right? It's not like the casual baseball fan would go, oh, they got Pete Crow Armstrong. Again, example, right? They know who that player is. They know who an Ian Happ. They know a Kyle Tucker. They know the names of those players. That's the type of trade that I do believe that the Royals need to make in this situation to get themselves better. And I'm not afraid of dealing from the bullpen, Dusty, because there's one thing that we can say, whether it's Dayton or JJ, they know how to build bullpens in Kansas City. They know how to build bullpens. And so if you have to take one of your bullpen pieces that's really, really good to deal them to get a good bat in return, go ahead and deal that and find another bullpen arm. This organization has been great about doing that. And you've got that Kyle Wright guy still down in Omaha that they thought could kind of be part of the ball club this year. And maybe he's a guy that kind of comes up. And then don't forget, when you get into the postseason as well, you're essentially just using 3 starters. Maybe you move one of your starters to a bullpen role, in the postseason, because that's what we have to start planning for right now.
Waka.
Yeah, whoever the case may be, right? Like who would you say are your best 3 right now? You're going Bubic, you're going Reagans, you're going Lugo, right? Those are your best 3 starters. So you could move Lorenzen eventually in the postseason to the bullpen. You could potentially move Waka to the bullpen or use him as that 4th starter if you were to need them in a kind of a rare situation, if there weren't enough, off days that kind of matched up and whatnot. So there's options out there for this team, but I trust them to build a bullpen. And so if they have good bullpen pieces and they have to deal from them, they'll find some more good bullpen pieces elsewhere. Nobody knew who Lucas Ursig was 365 days ago.
Well, the A's knew who he was.
Did they? Because they still got what we give up for him. Does anybody even remember at this point?
I will say that you got to be also cautious with your bullpen, because we did see the unfortunate news yesterday that Harvey had a setback and a throwing session, so that's not great.
Right.
But it is.
But again, he's a baseball player. A setback could be, his fingers, a little sore today or something.
Well, they do get those blisters, and those are annoying.
Yeah.
Let's get into one word.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3,
Name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is One Word on Fescoe and Dusty.
We just heard from Chiefs rookie defensive end Ashton Gelotty. One word on that guy.
I'm combining 2 words into one for this one. Future star.
Oh.
Ooh, all right.
I'm going with future star, baby. That's my new
praise,
word.
Mate.
Love it.
I would say hopeful. Seems like he's, in the right place at the right time, knows what he's ready for. Loved how he's like, yeah, man. He's like, grew up watching Patrick Mahomes. Now you're here. It's like, makes it a lot easier being on the defensive side with that guy on my team. It's like, hell yeah, dude. So I'm hopeful for that kid, man. Like, again, we watched the draft. I knew Josh Simmons. I didn't know anybody else's names. I'm be honest.
Nobody did except Bentley and Uno Cero. 10.
Defines future star for me, Bob.
Further? A guy that, you like Chris Jones is a star. I'm not going to say he's going to be to that level, but somebody that you have to account for. Like, he's one of those guys. He's a circle guy when you go in there on Monday and they present the game plan. All right, we got to look at number whatever he's going to wear this year. I don't know what it is. Sorry. I'm sure somebody's already got a jersey. But whatever number he wears, 90, whatever, we got to make sure we know where this guy is all the time. That type of player.
Someone else who used to be that in the prime of his career has since dwindled into the twilight years with a release yesterday from the Panthers. Javon Clowney. One word on Javon Clowney.
Done. Like, he's had a hell of a career, but sometimes it just is over. It's done.
How many teams have you played for? 6?
Everybody, yes.
I mean, we could do it right. I mean,
Ravens, Panthers, Texans.
Did he play for?
Did he play for Tennessee? He had to have, right?
Yeah, he did. I actually think he did play for Tennessee. Yes,
4.
He did.
And still, what we know him for is
hitting that guy's helmet
on New Year's Day,
South Carolina.
I was saying college,
Michigan, South Carolina game. Popped off his helmet, grabbed the football, did the army crawl, and then got tackled.
My neighbor was telling me the other day. Cleveland. Oh, yeah. He went to Appalachian State. He goes, I was at that Appalachian State-Michigan game. I was like, that's one of those, like, the coolest games you could have ever been to, right? How cool would it have been to be in the big house? You're an Appalachian State fan. You know you're getting your doors, and you win!
And you're like, what?
And you got paid.
We got paid.
And you got paid. Yeah, that's what Gottlieb's hoping for when he goes to KU next year to play that game.
Javon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney.
5.5 sacks last year in 14 games.
It's not a bad number.
On the Panthers defense. That's pretty good.
I would say flyer. I mean, why not, Brett? You've done this before. Go check him out.
He's usually a guy you add in November, though. That type of guy, like Amena who goes down.
He can't be worse than Joshua Uche.
Boy, is he still on the team, or did they
say
he's gone? Yeah.
I mean,
what?
That was a really bad trade, or maybe he just they misread that situation.
Yeah, that was bizarre. He came here in a
one word.
Keep making moves like that. Brett Veachtown going away,
yeah,
Brett.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you something right now. You keep making these Joshua Uche trades.
He makes like 3 more in a row just to get rid of the song.
Stop playing the song. No, I'm yes would be my word. All in on Clowney. Would love that for us.
Yeah.
Need depth. One word on the Royals weekend coming up.
Moving day. And what I mean by that
golf
is,
got it in the NBA and golf in 1 week.
Yeah,
well, look what we're doing, Mac.
You have an opportunity to. I'm not into the NBA. I didn't watch a second of that thing last night.
That's fair.
But you have an opportunity to beat a team that is perceived to be a legitimate baseball team in the Boston Red Sox. Even though they're about a 500 baseball team. I don't know if they played yesterday or whatever happened, but they were 500 going into yesterday. But perception-wise, it's the Red Sox. So you go out there and you sweep the Boston Red Sox, even the negativist of Nancy's, the most negative Nancy's will be buying in if they beat the Red Sox.
Bunch of naysayers. Proof. I think, unfortunately, you got to go out there and win 2 out of 3 to prove it.
I think you're right.
From what we know, from what we've seen, from what we've heard, I don't need them to go win 2 out of 3. I would love that. But, man, they win 2 out of 3 against Boston, and you're going to get Crochet and Reagans on Saturday? I mean,
that game may not have a run scored in it.
Reagans on Saturday, Lugo on Sunday, Lorenzen tonight. So
Red Sox best chances tonight.
And Lorenzen, he's angry after his last start. He threw his glove at a 99-mile-an-hour spin rate.
Oh, he was crushing cans on his biceps, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Pop cans.
One word on Celtics-Knicks Game 3 will be on Bob's patio tomorrow, and hopefully I will be in one piece. At the end of the
Must
game.
win. For both teams. I was thinking about it driving in today. God, if the Knicks lose and they're only up to 2-1, ugh.
No, I get it.
2-0 is a fallacy, brother.
The more I thought about it, the more I agree with Chuck and Shaq. I still disagree, but because I don't like must win, but I get what they're saying.
I'm excited. No dog in the fight, and I could be live between the two fan bases. Just antagonize you guys while I sip Surfsides. Wearing a Nixon 4 shirt.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Not going.
Okay.
I got hot dogs coming in from New York.
And pickles. I'm going to make my famous guacamole.
Oh, look at
Let's
you.
go.
Michael Guacamole on Saturday.
I like that.
Awesome. One word on Antonio Brown. He just got his driver's license his NASCAR competition license.
Mm-hmm.
He would like to become a NASCAR driver.
One word on that?
Yeah.
Needed.
Yes.
NASCAR's in a bad place, man. Nobody
take.
cares about it. The sport is dead. I was listening to Mike Joy, who is the voice of NASCAR, a couple of weeks ago, talking about how nobody that's young is watching the sport anymore. And I know it's at Kansas Speedway this weekend, but it's a dead sport right now. They need juice. They need to be revitalized. And how do you do that? I hate to break it to the hardcore sports fan. You got to Savannah Banana this thing up. And if Antonio Brown's going to go there and get people to watch and pay attention to a sport that nobody's really paying attention to right now, you've got to embrace that if you're NASCAR. So needed is the word.
Could care less. I don't. Anything that involves Antonio Brown, I go the other way.
Fair.
I had no interest in that
That
at all.
guy's
So.
nuts.
No,
but-
he's insane.
But he's going to get eyeballs and talk and people discussing the sport that's been, really since the 2008 financial crisis, which, people still think, oh, my God. It's like, oh, no, it's not 2008. But that's when NASCAR went downhill. Gas went up to $4-something a gallon, and they couldn't really afford to fill the cars. A lot of sponsorships went away. People stopped going, and they've never recovered. Like baseball's recovered from their missteps. Basketball has. Hockey has. Football has. NASCAR's never been able to really recover.
Somebody says stage format killed NASCAR.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I need an explanation.
Yeah, I know negative about NASCAR.
You know negative?
Less than negative about NASCAR. And that's where I am too, man. I mean,
really care to change it.
Like one of the drivers is Dale Gribble. Is that one of the top drivers on the circuit? Right? Like that's all I would know. Like Dale Gribble, I think he runs the Penske car or something. I don't know.
Hey, man, don't be talking about myself like that. If you want to deal with me, take me out back. Dale, shut up.
Do they have a boom hour out there too?
Oh man, you're talking about.
You
don't talk about what I'm saying. I'm not in front of my tan.
Who's the guy in NASCAR right now? Like back in the day, you had like number 24 Gordon,
like Earnhardt. Like I honestly,
Earnhardt.
I don't know.
The father has passed away, and I think Junior's retired.
Junior's retired.
Like Clint
Okay.
Boyer's not even racing anymore.
Well,
really,
I'll tell you
right?
what. Got someone coming up here in a couple hours to tell you what about NASCAR.
Big League, he'll tell you about NASCAR.
There's juice all over the place.
Oh, there was this morning. It was like in a white substance. We do the out of left field question every Friday at 7:45. I want to ask this because we're at that time of year where I think these start to pile up. What's the biggest mundane task you hate to do the most? 913-586-7965.
No question.
Yeah. What's the biggest mundane task you hate to do the most? 913-586-7965. You are listening to Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, ED is a terrible condition. It causes so many stresses in relationships, and it creates an anxiety and undue hardships on a man, and it often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. Well, the good news is Heartland Men's Health is here in Kansas City, and they have treatments that work when the pills or herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health is successfully treating men right here in KC. They want you to schedule a consult with them today. Your initial visit at Heartland Men's Health is just $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you're like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. Plus, they have 3 locations: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and their new office in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
As America's leading business lender, Bank of America is on your corner and in your corner, right here in Kansas City. With $215 billion in business loans and over 3,700 business specialists across the nation, we help businesses thrive so communities prosper. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA Club World Cup 2025. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? Call Jay Southland Tow Service, 816-779-4869 or southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. They can do it all. Be in the know and call Jay's Southland Tow.
At Casey's, we're too nice to say no. So when someone asked for a free frozen drink, we said sure. Then they said every Friday all summer. And well, now we're giving away free medium frozen drinks every Friday. Free Frozen Fridays with Casey's Rewards. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. See store for details.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
DQ presents how to hit summer's sweet spot. The new DQ Summer Blizzard Treat menu is here. And as the official treat of MLB, we're swinging big with our fan favorite S'mores Blizzard Treat. Plus, new mixing bowl mashup with brownie batter and chocolate chip cookie dough. And even more in our Stack Summer lineup. Hurry in today because nothing says summer like baseball and our new Summer Blizzard Treat menu. Right now at DQ. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Getting engaged? At Shane Company, we'll help you find the perfect diamond. This is your engagement ring, aka only your life's most important piece of jewelry. No need to worry. As gemstone experts since 1929, we handpick only the most beautiful natural and lab-grown diamonds cut to our high standards in every price range. We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes, ready to compare side by side right here in our store. Come see for yourself at Shanco.com or at your local store. No appointment necessary. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa, streetcar-takeover.com. Things heavy in the Grandview Triangle, then 435 westbound stays very slow across the state line with an accident blocking the left lane. Get your tickets now for a weekend of horsepower, burnouts, car show, music, and adrenaline-fueled excitement at Streetcar Takeover this Friday and Saturday at the Flying H Drag Strip in Odessa. Kids 12 and under are free. Online at streetcar-takeover.com. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Diving right back into it on a Friday. Looks beautiful outside.
I know. I think all the rain has finally moved away. When you're driving with the windows open, you can smell those flowers now. Spring is officially here. The rain is dissipated.
I gotta do the old mowing of the lawn today.
I told you, man, Aspen came out yesterday, did my yard, and then all the old guys came out and immediately did theirs. And Jen comes in and laughs. She goes, oh, my God, they're so jealous. They're out here doing it. Because usually one old guy goes and does his yard, and all the other old guys zombie out and do their yard. Mine got done yesterday, and they all poured out of the houses yesterday and did the lawn. It's like clockwork. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
It's like the South Park episode where he gets testicular cancer. It was like, huh?
Yes.
Bob's out there and is like wheelbarrow. Bow, 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 bow.
It's a great episode.
Women love them. Love them. That's the music. Green Onions. You know it. Booker T. That means the out of left field question comes rolling into your airwaves. And this one today, fellas and ladies, everyone out there listening, if you're watching on the stream, we appreciate you. Maloney, get it on. Question today. Since we're kind of getting into I think now we can say we're full-blown spring.
Yeah, it's May.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Cinco de Mayo's in the past. The patio's been open. Yeah.
There ain't a better feeling in the world than the patio right now.
Oh,
dude.
I tell you, the mosquito dome went up yesterday, too, so you're not going to have to worry about bugs tomorrow either.
Woo. Got some dome yesterday at the house. So
I just want to win, Jen.
No doubt. So I ask, what is the most mundane task you hate to do the
Unloading
most?
the dishwasher.
Really?
Oh, okay.
So do you do that, or is it
Who else is going to do that?
Well, I ask because sometimes you know where things are, so you like to put them away in your own
No, I don't
spot.
like doing it. I hate it.
I don't
Like,
mind it at all.
I hate unloading the dishwasher. Hate it with a passion.
I mean, I think the number one pick in this is laundry.
Yeah, I don't mind laundry.
Easy.
The laundry doesn't bother me at all. I don't mind doing the laundry.
I mean, no issue putting in the washer and the dryer.
Yeah.
Hear that dryer buzz, you're like, I'll get it tomorrow. Then you come home the next day after the show and you're like, I'll take a nap first. And then it's Thursday and that hamper's still sitting there with all those clothes. Now they're all wrinkly.
Now you're talking like my children. They'll do their laundry and it'll stay in there for days. Like, what are we doing here?
No, Hannah's the same way with it. I'm like, you're just like living out of this hamper. It's also in the dryer, like half and half. Like, we got to just get it. Come on. It's time for me to do my laundry.
Putting it away. I understand that.
Yeah.
But no, for me, it's unloading the dishwasher. I absolutely loathe it. I hate it. Oh, my God.
I don't mind it because I have a system. Top rack, cocktail glasses, bottom rack. You know, top rack is all my plastic because that's what they tell me to do.
They tell you to do.
Yeah,
Right,
all the spatulas and handles are up top. I'm OCD as F, so all the little containers, forks are here, spoons are here, knives are here, steak knives are here.
They each have their own compartment.
So then when I take the little compartment out, I just grab all the forks, put them in the fork spot. Take all the spoons out, put them in the spoon spot. I'm crazy.
No, that makes
in
sense,
a good
though.
way.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
then,
I see. Like, it's
that cuts out because there's
a
other
method
words.
to your madness.
There's forks, spoons, and knives all in one section. You're like, hey, here's 3 of these, but those are here.
It's a fork.
Oh yeah,
that's the way ours is. I'm lucky I can get people to put anything in the dishwasher, let alone help me unload the dishwasher. I hate it.
Somebody says breaking down cardboard.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
I don't mind
that goes back
That's
to
a guy thing, though, and I'm being
That's fair.
serious about this. Women don't break down cardboard boxes.
It's true. Stuff in the trash, throw it. Yeah, it's so true.
Right. Guys, I'll go out in the garage with a box cutter and sit there, and I will cut those boxes up and break them down. The Amazon boxes just pile up. Nobody breaks down the boxes in my house. I got to take them all out there, break them down, stack them in the garbage can.
We're discovering that every mundane task is solely Bob's responsibility in the household.
You think 2 teenage girls are going to do anything?
For the right price.
That's true.
Oh, yeah,
Good
the right
point.
price. You need free rent, free cars, free...
Okay.
Free rent.
Somebody says, my most mundane task I hate, turning down the radio when Cody sings.
Fair.
Next one is washing pots and pans by hand. My wife says they can't go in the dishwasher because the special coating on them will come off when I know damn well if I were a bachelor, I'd throw them things in the dishwasher.
See, I would never do that. Knives and pots and pans do not go in the dishwasher, and if people put them in at my house, I lose my mind because they ruin the knives in the dishwasher.
Mowing the lawn, the worst. Whoa, I love mowing the lawn.
I never minded mowing the lawn. Like, that's never been I always like mowing the lawn.
Everyone thinks I start the mower in the garage because when the door opens, a bunch of smoke comes out, and I start mowing, and I have no care in the world. Laundry is cake work. Doing dishes by hand can take a long drop with the fastest stop.
I feel like there's gratification with at least dishwasher and like mowing the lawn for sure.
Mowing
it's
the lawn, it
best.
looks good.
Oh, it's the
yeah.
best. But like laundry, I don't get that gratification.
Somebody
I don't
says
think there's gratification in that at all. But I
zero.
don't mind it.
Because mowing the lawn in your house is doing the vacuum.
Yeah.
You get those stripes on the carpet, and you're like, hell yeah. And in 24 hours, they're gone.
They're gone. You do it again.
I hate clipping my toenails.
That's a good one.
Task.
That is a mundane task. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. You do that at like 2 a.m. Used to love breaking down boxes till I moved in with my girlfriend and found the entire room dedicated to boxes need to be broken down. I hate breaking down boxes now, and don't get me started on styrofoam.
Oh, the styrofoam stuff it's everywhere.
Picking up dog poop in the backyard, a mundane task they hate doing.
I don't necessarily care for that. Yeah, I'm outside just
What
kind
do
of
you do
walking
with
around. I throw it in a bag, and then on Thursdays when the garbage man, or Friday when the garbage man comes, I toss it in the garbage, and they take it.
Yep.
Yeah, someone says
My wife had a brilliant idea when we first got the dog. We'll just put all the poop in a bucket. Okay. You know how bad that bucket stunk?
Poop bucket.
Somebody says I don't mind mowing the lawn, but God, I hate weed eating. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Yeah.
You gotta tap it on the ground to get the string back
Exactly,
out.
yep.
You think you're done too mowing, and then you got to weed eat.
Weed eat,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then it never hits the part of the grass you want it to hit, and you're standing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Mundane task you don't look forward to that you actually hate doing. Laundry is just, I don't know. Because you got to put all the shirts, then you got to put all the pants, then you got to put your stuff that goes in the dresser, then you got to hang everything up, then you got to put it all together.
Nice and yep.
I'm just a complainer. My entire family, because my wife, can take their clothes off right side out, so I loathe laundry. Edging. That's I mean, I know that's got a different terminology these days, but so does raw dogging. But edging a lawn where you make it look nice, easy, Mac. I hate hedging and trimming. Hanging Christmas lights. Dusting. Dusting sucks.
Oh, man, I don't know if I've ever dusted.
Okay.
I'm trying to think, honestly. I don't have like I mean, I guess I have. I don't have a duster.
Have you done edging?
Oh, yeah, I edged last week.
Nice. Somebody says paying the bills.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
It's like, all right, just got paid. Rent, cell phone,
Gone.
insurance, and you have $12, and it's gone.
Yep.
Oh, man. Coming up in a little bit, we'll get with Justin Reid. He'll join the show, former safety of the Kansas City Chiefs, not the New Orleans Saints. But coming up, Ashton Gelotty said something that I think is very, well, it's a legendary topic that we can have on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan. Your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Matt Quattrero, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you, my lawn looks spectacular. We were talking about Aspen Lawn and Pest Control in that last segment and how great my lawn looks and how jealous now my neighbors are and how now they come out, they see my lawn's cut and looks good. They got to do it as well, right? I am setting a trend in that neighborhood because my lawn looks awesome, and it's all because of the college-educated professionals over at Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. They came out yesterday, they cut the lawn again, and we still, no weeds, no dandelions, nothing like that in our yard. They put down brand new mulch yesterday all around and put up the mosquito dome yesterday, and we are officially ready for spring and summer at our house. The mosquito dome is going to be epic, sitting outside, not worrying about those bugs biting us or even those ticks and the fleas getting on the dog. You don't want to deal with all that. You got pets, right? You want to let them run around outside and not have to worry about the fleas or the ticks or the mosquitoes for that matter. So get in touch with Aspen Lawn and Pest Control today. They offer full-service lawn care, irrigation, and pest control, and they'll give you up to half off your first application when you mention this ad. So don't wait. Call them today, or better yet, just visit them at aspenlawn.com. That's aspenlawn.com.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Why do other agents have such a hard time selling your property? It's because they don't know how to price it correctly. But we know someone who does. Dawn Sharp and her team. Experience the Dawn Sharp team difference for yourself. The Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. Contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. Google them at Sharp Homes team or pay them a visit at homesforsaleandkc.com.
Underdog just became one of the best places to make entries during playoff basketball. While they score buckets, you could score cash over on Underdog. It's one of the leading places to make all your sports selections, and you can play it in your state, Missouri or Kansas. Millions of fans have already won billions making plays on Underdog. Why not be next? Their app has over 100,000 five-star reviews and millions of players. Look, just download the app. Choose whether a player will go higher or lower than their stats, assists, points, rebounds, and then make your selections. Playing an Underdog is a layup. Once your entry feels good, you can play with as little as $1, and if you get everything right, you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Download the Underdog app and sign up with promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to unlock a special offer for up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. That's promo code TAPP. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Booth Creek Wagyu, KC's premier Wagyu beef meat market, has even more convenient ways for you to shop. In addition to their location at 135th and Metcalf, they're now open at 95th and Knoll. Baseball is back. Time to get your game day grill going. Whether you're looking to wow your family with a meal at the ballpark or sear the best steak ever while listening to the game on the deck, Booth Creek Wagyu experts are ready to help you pick out something unforgettable. Booth Creek Wagyu, now with 2 locations, open 7 days a week, or at boothcreekwagyu.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Missouri side in Blue Springs, 70 westbound before 7 highway with an accident blocking the left lane and has delays solid back into Grain Valley. Money back guarantees and parts and labor warranties mean you aren't just buying products, you are securing your investment. For a limited time, receive a free furnace when you purchase an AC. Schedule your complimentary proposal online at anthonyphc.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Kansas City, this is Michael Massey. Listen to the play-by-play all season long with Denny, Jake, Ryan, and Stu right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Hour here on 96.5 The Fan. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can go to the YouTube page, like, subscribe. It goes to the top of your screen. Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of it's there. Beautiful faces for you on this beautiful Friday. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
That's
on
right.
Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Mom, my wife.
That's right.
My mother-in-law.
I was to say you better leave.
Yep.
You better get West Point in there.
Yep, gotta get old Pamela in there. So happy Mother's Day.
Shout out Pam.
Pam.
Pan? Is it Pam? Pam. So awful announcing, but real quick, just came out with an article about 30 minutes ago. And according to this article, this is what the headline says. Mac. Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, reportedly banned from UNC facility.
Ooh.
Good.
Great. By the school?
It says, quote, there is a deep worry for how detrimental Jordan can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy.
Oh, wow. The Buffalo Bills now, too.
Over the course of the past few months, there have been plenty of questions regarding how involved Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, has been with the University of North Carolina football program. Whatever that involvement has been, however, appears to have come to a crashing halt. On the latest episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out, the show's host reported that Hudson has been banned from the Tar Heels football facility, citing multiple UNC sources. Torre said that the decision was made by members of the university's administration in the wake of Belichick's viral interview with CBS Sunday Morning, in which the 24-year-old Hudson interrupted to shut down a question regarding how her and the 73-year-old head coach first met. Two sources of the University of North Carolina tell me that there has been a decision that was made last week by the higher-ups inside the athletic department who run colleges. I added that last part. That had hired Bill Belichick to be the highest-paid public employee, not just the coach in the state of North Carolina, at $10 million a year. And that decision was that Jordan Hudson, she is no longer allowed in the football building. Torrey said, quote, she is not allowed on the football field, quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordan moving forward.
Well, and that's the good thing to do because it's become a distraction for Bill Belichick. It's become a distraction for the University of North Carolina. And I hate to break it to Bill, you don't have as much power at North Carolina as you did in the New England Patriot front office, because there are people at the University of North Carolina who have been there for a while. There's presidents of the university, there's boards of trustees or whatever people, they have on these boards at these universities. And if you're not representing the University of North Carolina in the way that they want to be represented, and let's be honest, North Carolina, a very snooty university, right? We all know that. That's a very...
They're proud.
That's a very, Walter Pennington type of university. How do you do, sir? Right? Like they're wearing their salmon pants and their loafers with no socks and whatnot. Yeah. So... that's a very upper crust type university. And if you're bringing in the Clampetts to North Carolina, they're going to send you back to North Carolina State or wherever, the Clampetts go. So they don't want that at their university. And I can't say that I blame them. I wouldn't want that either. Imagine if your university hired a guy like Bill Belichick and all of a sudden the whole story is about this 24-year-old girl that he's dating and what she's doing and how she's, kind of ruining his legacy and all this kind of stuff. She got to go. And that's a good move by the university. You got to get rid of distractions.
They went on to the article of Pablo Torre's podcast to say that even Bill's family is deeply concerned.
Yeah, I've seen that too. So, yeah. Yep.
How can you not be?
More to come with that story as it seems to never die.
When is Bill going to resign from North Carolina? Will he write it down to I resign as HC of UNC, just like he did on a napkin when he quit the Jets?
Maybe he likes this.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like, thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yahoo's picked it up now.
It's
hitting.
It's coming. It's coming. I thought it was interesting. We had Ashton Gelotty on the show. Great kid. Seems like he's got a really good head on his shoulders. He's determined to do something in the NFL. What that is, we don't know yet. The defensive lineman out of Louisville. But he said Chris Jones is legendary. Can we dissect that for a second?
Yeah.
Because I think, and I don't want to say it's taken for granted, I want to say it's more so hidden in the shadows. Because there's no secret that the Chiefs have hit a generational unicorn in Patrick Mahomes. Some could say a unicorn in Travis Kelce, right? Like Kelce's one of many great tight ends the NFL's ever seen. Patrick Mahomes is one of a few great quarterbacks we've ever seen in the NFL. Chris Jones should be considered one of the better defensive linemen we've ever seen in the NFL. He's played with the Chiefs his whole career. He's getting ready to have his 10th year here, and I think he's probably the second greatest defensive player in Chiefs history.
Here's what Gelotty said.
Obviously, Chris Jones is a legend, and I don't want to over jump the hand or anything. So I just want to get in there and work, see what I can learn from him. But obviously, I feel like that's a phenomenal person to learn from. just how many years he has and how dominant he's been for his career. So
he called him a legend. Chris Jones is a legend.
Obviously, Chris Jones is a legend. And
yeah, and I think the one thing that Chris Jones has that kind of shade like where his superstardom has been is that I don't think, and I don't know, I thought about this on the way here. There may never be someone that can take over the place of Derek Thomas, right? All the sacks, all the time that he was, the 11-year career he was here, the legacy that he left. Everybody knows that. He's one of the greatest Chiefs of all time. But Chris Jones to be second on that list is pretty amazing. And then Mac brings up, you look at the position he plays. Essentially his whole career, he's been battling against Aaron Donald, who is an anomaly at defensive tackle. Maybe the best defensive tackle we've ever seen. Ever. And Chris Jones, I'm not saying he's the second best defensive tackle we've ever seen, but tough sledding. And I go back to when Justin Houston was in the league getting 20 sacks, and it was like, dude, Justin Houston should be Defensive Player of the Year. And then you're like, but damn it, J.J. Watt's in the league. Yep. And you're like, 23.5 sacks, 6 touchdowns, 5 fumbles. You're like, yeah. But I mean, Chris Jones is a legend and will go down as one of the greatest Chiefs to ever put on the jersey. And I'm glad that somebody who's coming into this team as a rookie recognizes that. And the first thing they want to do is pick the brain of what they consider a legend, which is Chris Jones, because you look at this dynasty of this team. We talk about Andy Reid, Brett Veach, Spags, Mahomes, Kelsey. That's 5 names. And we haven't even gotten to Chris Jones.
I know. It really is unbelievable. It's like when you came in and started learning from me, from one legend to the next, right? But
legend, bub.
But I love that he recognizes that, because a lot of guys come into the league or just into life in general, and they don't understand who's around them. And if you don't understand who's around you and what you can learn from everybody in that room, then you're doing yourself a major disservice. And so Ashton Gelotty is like, look, man, Chris Jones is legendary. I can go saddle up next to this guy, and I'm going to learn everything I possibly can. Whether Chris Jones is teaching him or not is beside the point. It's watching the way that Chris Jones works, to watching the way that he watches the film, works out, gets ready for the game. All of that kind of stuff is stuff that Ashton Gelotty can take away from Chris Jones by never saying one word to him, just by watching everything that he does. And so when you're coming into a situation like that and you have a guy like Chris Jones and you're a rookie, you damn well better pay attention to what he's doing, because if you're not, you're not giving yourself the best chance to have success, or you're just being very arrogant and already think you're to that level of Chris Jones. And I do think we take Chris Jones for granted, guys, because as you mentioned, who did you mention? Mahomes, Kelsey, Reid, all these guys before we even get to Chris Jones being part of the conversation. And I'll say this, we don't have 3 Super Bowl wins if we don't have Chris Jones. I don't know that we win any of these Super Bowls without Chris Jones, because in every run for a championship, he has made such a key, significant play to flip a game. Like, look at the first Super Bowl that we win, batting down passes, right?
Yep.
That Chris Jones doesn't bat down passes. Who knows if Jimmy Garoppolo is able to complete passes late in the game, and maybe San Francisco wins that game. The second San Francisco Super Bowl, we saw the defense kind of come alive in that second San Francisco Super Bowl, right? Make plays.
He made the biggest play of that Super Bowl win.
Exactly.
If he doesn't bat that ball down that Purdy throws, they run the clock out.
It's over. Exactly.
And
right?
that paw of 95. Nope.
So that's 2 Super Bowl wins of the 3 that we have right now with Patrick Mahomes,
yeah,
right?
And that's not even getting to the Super Bowl. AFC Championship, sacking
right.
Joe Burrow, 4th down.
Right, exactly. Some of the big plays that they made even before the Super Bowl. I'm just saying Super Bowls alone, Chris Jones was a menace out there on the field and was a big reason why we've won 3 of those Super Bowls. And so when you say he's the second best player on defense and Derek Thomas is up there, I mean, I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to make the argument that Chris Jones is better than Derek Thomas, because Derek Thomas has like 80 more sacks than Chris Jones at this point in time. But Chris Jones is the reason why this team, and one of the biggest reasons why this team has won these Super Bowls and has been this dynasty. It is Patrick Mahomes, no doubt. But if you don't have Chris Jones doing what he's doing on the defensive side of this football, man, I'll tell you what, we're not winning these Super Bowls.
Yeah, I think he's the most underrated Chief of all time, honestly. I think there's multiple reasons for that: position, the era that he's in, the other players that he plays with. But it just feels like, Trip McDuffie's fantastic, but I think, again, positionally, that position's going to get a lot more praise, a lot more highlight. Chris Jones there in the trenches, he's doing a lot of man's work.
Yeah, he really is. And I think we'll appreciate Chris Jones more when he's gone.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's great. He's personality-wise, and then the irony of the whole career. Where did it start?
Yeah, I know. It started at the combine with,
with that hog that slipped out.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where it started.
We're talking about Richard Fitz.
And then it's going to
Men's wieners.
And you know where Chris Jones fits? He's going to be in Canton one day with a gold jacket.
Yes, he is.
And he'll be in the Ring of Honor. And he'll bang a drum.
Bang a drum.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Chris Jones to bang the drum.
Oh,
right?
man. Hot cocoa on the sidelines. Coming up on the other side, Justin Reid
He's going to be a
joins the
great
show.
retired athlete.
We'll ask Chris Jones, we'll ask Justin Reid the question, what is the legendary status of 195 in Kansas City? Justin Reid joins the show on the other side here on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Make sure to follow us on Instagram @TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes content from the show. Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, football plus bowling plus bar, that equals Foaling Warehouse, Kansas City. And we've been talking about Foaling for the better part of, I don't know, a year and a half now, and it is awesome. It is fun for everyone. It's a mashup of football, bowling, drinks, and fun. And that's what you get every time you go Foaling. And I can hear everybody right now, hey, is it good for my kids? Yes, it's great for the kids. How about my wife? Is it fun for her? Yes, it's perfect for a date night. What about my office? Could we go do like office parties at Foaling? Yes, you can do that as well. Foaling is great for everyone and everything. Whether you're celebrating a birthday or you're just going out with your buddies and you want to do something fun, go Foaling and see how much fun it truly is. You can reserve your lane at FoalingKC.com and take advantage of their world-class bar, and you can have your own food delivered, or you can bring it in. Anything you want to bring to eat, you can do so at Foaling. And this summer, they got some cool stuff going on. May 30th, it's a Friday, 7 p.m. They're going to have a doubles tournament with cash prizes, and you're also going to have an opportunity to register for their summer doubles league that's going to be taking place every Wednesday night for 7 weeks. So check them out at FoalingKC.com. That's FoalingKC.com, and get your Foal on.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Men, here's the truth. In the bedroom, good enough isn't really good enough, is it? This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health. And if your erectile dysfunction is making intimacy less enjoyable for you and your partner, give us a call today. Because whether your ED only happens sometimes or all the time, it's time to stop good enough and time to start really good. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. Whether it's only mild or moderate, or even if it's severe, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we have a variety of treatments and can even combine protocols, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in a long time. You could even last up to an hour or more and make sex great again for you and your partner. So make an appointment and be done with good enough. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements, rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Graduation season is always so busy around our house, and when we have important celebrations, we trust Hy-Vee. They're my go-to partner for all of our family celebrations, and Hy-Vee can help you with your graduation party planning. They have party trays, personalized cakes, cookies, floral arrangements, party decor, and so much more. Plus, you can leave all the prep work and messy cleanup to Hy-Vee with full-service catering for any size celebration. Choose from a wide range of menu options to suit your style and your budget, only at Hy-Vee.
This Mother's Day, treat all of the moms in your life like a queen. No, wait, an empress with a little help from Hy-Vee. Surprise her with a stunning floral arrangement or choose from dozens of gift cards for some retail therapy. Then bring the whole family to brunch at the Hy-Vee Market Grill. Just $24.99 for adults, $7.99 for children 6 to 12, and kids 5 and under eat free. Just one stop for endless options to crown her queen for the day. Only at Hy-Vee.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But with an unpredictable economy and the future feeling uncertain, you're wondering if that equity will still be there when you're ready. But what if you could bank that equity right now? With TrueHold, you could sell your home for its current value so you can access your equity today. You can bank the cash now and stay in the home you love with an easy standard lease. TrueHold even covers property taxes, insurance, and repairs. And since TrueHold hands over your equity in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you'd like. Don't let a shifting economy put your hard-earned equity at risk. Visit TrueHold.com and receive their competitive offer on your home in just 48 hours based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9393 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Green Valley into Blue Springs, 70 westbound, still very heavy. You hit delays at Main Street, and it's off again, on again heavy over past Adams Dairy Parkway with an accident blocking the left lane. Through the Grandview Triangle, things a bit slow. Then 435 westbound is heavy over towards 104th Street. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Welcome back into Fescoe and Dusty here at 96.5 The Fan. Got a special guest.
It's our guy Justin Reid here on 96.5 The Fan. How are you, my man? You good?
Oh, man, great. I'm actually in Kansas City right now.
Hell yeah.
But it's a beautiful morning. It's beautiful weather out here today.
It really is. It's awesome. We're great, man. We're doing outstanding.
I'd be better if I was on a golf course,
yeah.
Justin.
Yeah. What do you got, the golf tournament coming up?
Hey, I don't disagree with you there. Yeah, I do. The J. Reid Indeed annual golf tournament coming up June 23rd. It's a really a great time, really well put together. Have some of my celebrity friends, some Chiefs players, maybe some Saints players, players from other organizations, all come as celebrity golfers, and we raise money for a great cause. And it's true to me that all the money raised in the city stays in that city. So every dollar raised here in Kansas City stays in Kansas City for initiatives that we do here.
Well, tell us about that foundation. And now that you're not with the Chiefs anymore, are you still going to continue to do all the great work that you've been doing for the last 4 years here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know what to expect when I first moved to Kansas City 4 years ago. But since being here, I fell in love with this place. The people here, just amazing organization. I love everything about it, and I'm keeping my house here. I want to continue to build here and be presence in the communities. The J. Reid Indeed Foundation is going to continue to do the work. We focus on education, specifically in the STEM sector, but we also do health and fitness, do some stuff with heart health, and making sure that kids stay active. So we have our annual coding camp coming up later this summer too, our third year of it. And we also do some initiatives with high schools that we partner with them and do some financial literacy and other fun activations.
What made you fall in love with Kansas City like you did to where you want to keep a house here?
I mean, it's just the city. It's the pace of life. Honestly, it's a very comfortable pace of life. I love how you can walk in anywhere. Everyone has a friendly face. Conversations are easy. I think it's a great place to raise a family, honestly. And I do have a 3-month-old that now I'm a new father. Yeah. And, I think about those things, too. And I've just fell in love with the city, man. You go to 3 straight Super Bowls with the place, too. You're going to create some memories.
No question about it. I'm sure that helps. Like, if you were, like, on 3, 4, and 12 teams, you'd probably be like, peace out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
How is fatherhood treating you? Is it good?
I wish I slept a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the mornings are the best. The mornings when she wakes up and she's in the best mood because she's fully rested and just smiling all day. Those are my favorite moments every day.
No doubt. You had a lot of good moments here in Kansas City as a player. You go to a new team in New Orleans. How much of what you learned here do you take with you? I don't know if there's like a code in the NFL where, like, obviously you keep some things, where they were from, but like going to New Orleans, coming from Kansas City, like how do you take some stuff you learned here and, kind of implicate it out there in New Orleans?
Yeah, you're always building. 2 of the big things is, number one, is just culture and knowing what it takes to be a championship quality team. Like, I know what it looks like intimately. And you try and bring that culture and that confidence to the Saints. And, you know what it looks like when it's good. You know what it looks like when it's not good. And, you just be honest and forthright with that, both with the players and with everyone in the organization in the most respectful way possible, because you're in it together to try and build what the success that we've had in Kansas City the last 3 years. And secondly, some things stay in-house, but I am trying to lobby to put some of Spag's blitzes, honestly, in that defense because, it's just so fun to create pressures and throw tandem into opposing defenses. So, it's ultimately Coach Staley's defense. But if we can, add a couple more cover zeros in there, it'd be a lot of fun.
Do you ever tell them, hey, I remember when you coached in San Diego and I know how we played against you guys, and this were some of the things we were able to expose in your defense, so do it my way and we'll win?
No. It never comes out that way. And, he's a defensive guy, so he would, that doesn't really cross as much. But they do try. What I do really like about him is he does try and fit the defense around the talents of his players. So we did some cool things with Kansas City with the way that we spun defenses around, and I think that we might use some of that.
How cool is it, though, for you, too, to go home and play for where you grew up, basically,
It's a really cool, it's a full circle moment.
Yeah.
It's not something that I ever expected to do. Like, you kind of hope you have a chance to do that when you're a kid, but then you grow up older and then, you're just excited about the opportunity to play in the NFL on any team. And as the journey goes, you just along for the ride and try and maximize every chance. And the opportunity came up and, it's really cool. I got to go to my niece's choir recital a week ago when I was down there. I get to do more things for my family, so I'm a little bit closer. So moments like that are priceless.
What are you trying to accomplish, or what do you want to get accomplished in your first year in New Orleans as a member of that team?
What I always do, I want to be a force multiplier. I don't only want to play really well myself. I want to play at a championship caliber myself, but I want every man next to me to be able to hit their potential, and I want to help them reach what their ceiling is, help them develop, help them see the game faster, help them be more efficient. And when everyone's clicking on all cylinders, that's when you start building a winning football team. So I just want to do my part to be a cog in a wheel, a leader for that defense and that team when it needs me to be one, and, just see how many wins we can stack up.
Do you look at it as a fact that, like, you are kind of a bridge to that next generation as you get kind of older in your career? Do you look at yourself as like a teacher and somebody that's always going to give back to the younger guys, or is it up to them to come pick your brain?
No, it's a give and take. I try and throw out stuff, and the guys who take onto it, I feed them more. But I've been that way my whole life. Like, I've always been somewhat of a teacher by nature. Even when I was a young guy, I had a place to teach when I was a rookie in the NFL. But when I was a rookie, I would go back to my college and teach those DBs things. So just as I've moved up and got a couple more pelts on the wall and a little bit more experience, you're able to just talk to more guys, sometimes across rooms, So I can talk to the linebackers, I can talk to the wide receivers now, being a guy in year 8, and just give them some advice and some perspective. But I've always thoroughly enjoyed helping the next man, because I think that that's what a team truly is being a team and not just keeping things to yourself. Because at some point you're going to need that guy that is the reserve. At some point you're going to need him to step up on the field, and you want everybody to be ready to take advantage of their opportunities.
Yeah, I'm a pretty avid golfer, and that sounds like going out and golf with a guy that's got a really low handicap, but he doesn't necessarily want to be the guy that's like, hey, you're pulling your head, you're hitting the ground first, you're opening up, you're overcorrecting. You want to kind of be the guy that goes to them, and then it's all of a sudden like, hey, feel free to let me know if I'm doing anything wrong, but you'll go pick their brain.
Like you might slip something in there. It's like, hey, you might be early extending a little bit, and then you let them just figure it out, and if you let them know that you're available for them,
right?
And hopefully they come back and ask more questions for you, and at that point you just start pouring into them.
Yeah, Jay Reid, that kind of gives me a little bit of a segue to my next question. It sounds like you might have a future in coaching. Have you thought about maybe getting into the league and being a coach? Because it seems like the name Reid is pretty profitable in coaching.
I would love to stay close to the game in some way. Right now, especially with a 3-month-old, I can't imagine putting in the hours that coaches put in.
No doubt.
I mean, Coach Reid would be in the building 5 a.m. He's not leaving until 11 p.m. Like, he's there. He doesn't even see sunlight. He's there so much game planning. Like, I couldn't imagine doing that right now, but a huge part of me wants to stay close to the game some way, whether that even be like an off-season coach or something in the broadcasting world. I did the broadcasting boot camp put on by the NFL a couple of weeks ago.
How was that?
Be fun. I mean, it was awesome. Got to be there with a bunch of guys. Got to have some mock studio reps where we called games from the previous season, and it was to me it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed talking in front of the camera. I enjoyed breaking down the game. So hopefully there's a future there.
Well, anytime you want to come in here and hang out with us, feel free, man. The studio's always open for you to kind of come in and cut your chops in the off season before you have to go down to New Orleans and whatnot, or next off season or whatever you're around. This studio is always open to you, so keep that in mind, okay?
I love that. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, all these reps add up.
They do. No, you're absolutely right about that. The more you do, the better you're going to get, the more comfortable you're going to feel, the easier it's going to be for you, and the better you're going to be. So anytime you want to come in here and take reps and hang out with us, feel free to do so.
But you're going to have to come to us for pointers. We don't go to you.
Yeah, that's exactly. and more than happy to give you pointers and listen to your tapes and tell you things and do all that kind of stuff, man, because having that success off the field is so important, and obviously you will. I mean, you've done so many great things. You go to Stanford, you got the foundation, you've been a great football. You're going to be great off the field. I'm excited to watch once your career is over, where you end up, and if you remember us little people here in Kansas City,
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey, before we let you get out of here, we had Ashton Gelotty on earlier. He was drafted by the Chiefs. It's number 66 overall, I believe. And he called Chris Jones a legend. And I want to kind of get your take on that. How do you view Chris Jones?
Yeah, he's the most dominant 3 technique in the NFL. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. We had plays specifically designed for him to wreak havoc and just allow him to just go be Chris and cause problems. And I talked to other opposing offensive coordinators throughout the league about just how much of a nightmare is game planning for him week in and week out in combination with all the blitzes that Spags is throwing at him. I mean, he's just a special player.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about how great he is, yet kind of underrated by us here in Kansas City, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the number one in his position the past 2 years for a reason. It's him and Aaron Donald. Those guys are just the guy at that position.
No doubt. Hey, Justin, while we got you for a little bit, our producer, Mac Morey, huge fan of yours. He's 26, and he runs routes in the parking lot before Chiefs games. Do you think he could put one on you in the parking lot, or do you think you'd lock him up?
I would keep working at your day job.
And then
we'll see, Justin. We'll see, bro.
And then he's also low key. He's also a huge Celtics fan. Who you got in this series with the Knicks up 2-0?
Actually, I am a big fan of the way that the Celtics carry themselves and the organization that they do. I'm a big fan of the way that they do things. Those guys there are, especially the way that Drew Holiday plays and his mindset and the consistent type of player that he's been. I just love that guy and the way he plays.
All right, before we let you get out of here, let people know how they can get in with the golf tournament, make donations, write checks, and everything for your foundation.
Yeah, we love every piece of support that we get. This money, again, stays in Kansas City. It goes to initiatives that we do right here in town, financial literacy, health, fitness, just pouring into the youth. Like I said, I'm a teacher by nature, and we're not an organization that just takes money. We are in the community ourselves. We enjoy doing the work ourselves and having an impact. And a lot of times I try and be there personally. But you can find out more information or donate at jreidindeed.com. That's JREIDINDEED.com. And you'll be able to see our entire schedule and itinerary there of what's coming up this year in Kansas City.
Hey, man, we appreciate the time. The text line says, let Justin Reid know Kansas City still loves him no matter where you play. And, by the way, Mac just bought your New Orleans jersey, so he's a huge fan as well.
I love it. Appreciate you guys,
dude,
man.
take care.
Anytime, my man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to miss that guy.
You see, this is, these are the hardships of winning Super Bowls. You can't keep everybody, right?
It's a business.
I know it is, but
I hate hearing that phrase.
because of guys like him, right?
Yeah, dude,
like
it
he's
sucks.
just a superstar. And the best part about it is he's staying here in Kansas City because we've made him feel welcome. We made him feel loved. And that's what you want. I get goosebumps thinking about how many athletes just come to Kansas City and they're like, damn, this is a great place to live. Like Tyron still lives here. I mean, so things are, people don't want to leave. And obviously you've had the success. If you were on the 2012 team, probably don't want to stick around Kansas City all that much, but you've had the success with the Super Bowls. I think, and I've worried about this for years because, when Al Fitzmaurice passed away back in December, I looked at that. I went, my gosh, there's not a lot of former Royals or Chiefs that really live here anymore. Like the new guard just goes back to wherever they were before, whether it's Arizona or Florida, tax-free states, all this stuff. And we don't have any of these guys really sticking around anymore. And once that kind of, that generation of the 70s and 80s Royals kind of passes away, and we're starting to see that with the Chiefs, who's left here in town to do the stuff that you need, right? Alex Gordon's here, and there's a couple of guys that are around, but a lot of the new generation guys that have been part of all this winning with the Royals and the Chiefs, they're not going to call Kansas City home. I don't think a lot of them will because they go back to, wherever it was that they were from before they became members of this team. So guys like Justin Reid that want to call Kansas City home and be here and be kind of a legend in Kansas City, because once he's done playing and if he's living here full time, Justin Reid's going to be a hero wherever he goes. We need more of those guys.
Be Fescoe and Reid on 96.5 The Fan. You're home. Somebody says, oh, sure. It's always open to Jay Reid, but whenever I show up unannounced, cops are being called.
Who was that from?
From the text line.
Maloney?
Yeah. Does he know the game's at 2:30 on Saturday?
I don't think he cares.
Okay.
Does he know where we're going? Is he going to show up at my house?
Hannah's gonna be like, there's this really large bald man at the front door with a truck that says, where's Mac? Do you owe someone money?
Did we ever find out what truly happened down there on Metcalf this morning, by the way?
I don't know. Somebody said there was an ATV involvement over, I
just saw an ambulance go by and it kind of reminded me like there were about 30 cops on Metcalf this morning.
I
So
have no
everybody
idea.
knows.
Yeah, Mac and I went through it. Let's go through it. What are we turning to this weekend, fellas? We got the weekend ahead, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We consider Friday the weekend because for us, our weekend starts at, wait, the boss is in your weekend? We have 9:58?
Oh, I'm out of here at 9:58 today. I got a lot to shoe in before 3 o'clock today. So let me. So we gotta get. But we may end the show early today.
Okay.
About 9:30. Let's turn it over to Binkley. I got to get a workout in today, then I'm meeting some folks actually over in Lee's Summit for a lunch today.
Where you going?
Red Door Grill.
Okay, you're right up Pryor.
Yeah, is everything off that one exit in
now.
Lee's Summit?
It is now. That's the streets of West Pryor, boy. Coming into my neighborhood, streets of West Pryor. That's where Kava is, 30 Hop
Kava
is.
is so good.
Kava's
man.
awesome. All that's over there.
Kava's
Starbucks.
Awesome. So basically, they just put everything in one area. Smart.
Twisted Fresh is over there.
Twisted Fresh is legit too, man.
Yeah, I still got to get twisted.
Yeah, you got to get twisted.
I gotta get twisted
They put
sometime.
cheese in between the taco shells.
Did you like the tacos? Well, we could order
Dude, I
those
like the
tomorrow. We
tacos.
may have to order those tomorrow.
I love it.
Yeah, have twisted fresh tacos. Oh
Those
my
are
God,
money, dude.
Yeah, they really are.
If
They're
you want to
fantastic.
sponsor the out of left field question, Twisted Fresh, please feel free.
Yeah.
They give you 3 in a thing. By the time you're in it, you got a little taco salad at the bottom of the. Oh, it's money.
yeah.
And they serve cocktails.
Yes, they do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. The place is legit, man.
They
They
even
do a
have
great
wine.
job.
You can get wine and tacos.
Oh, Hannah will love
You know
it.
what?
Great.
That may be on the
Yeah.
Missouri side only. Though.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember
Damn.
seeing that on the
Okay.
Kansas side.
Can't get twisted on
No,
the Kansas
is
side.
very. You can't smoke weed or drink wine with your tacos. But you can have baseball and football right in your own backyard
yeah.
soon, so that'll be worth it. What I'm getting at,
So you got lunch?
Yeah, so I got that, and then I was told today my daughter needs to be a chicken and pickle at this time, then we have to take her to this party
It's a
after
fun
that,
place.
or yeah. Oh, it's great. Yeah, absolutely wonderful time.
Yeah, I've yet to go, but I've heard it's awesome.
I could turn up at chicken
and pickle?
Great food.
Okay.
Outdoor. This is like prime chicken and pickle season.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
nice.
You don't
That's
have
the
to
time to
just
go.
pickleball it. You can do bags.
Yes.
I think they call it cornhole.
Cornhole. Yes.
You can do that. You can do like ladder golf. You could do, if you really want to do, we could do beer die.
Ladder golf. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Or in the wintertime, they put the ice rink out. You go out there and skate around a little bit, have some fun.
Really?
That I didn't know they did. That's
Wow,
kind of nice.
that's cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you doing this weekend, turning two wise? Getting a grill with Maloney?
Getting a grill. Hopefully not being upset at like 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon.
Don't be upset. Don't let sports ruin your day.
I know. I've had many a conversation about this. I've gotten better over time, but I'm still progressing in that
The
that
older
way.
you get, you will realize,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not going to let this ruin my day. Unless it's the Chiefs, then you can let it ruin everything.
Yeah, that does.
Because football for me at 48 years old, Mondays blow when they don't win, man.
Yeah, no,
that sucks.
Still bad.
Yeah.
The day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was awful.
That was terrible.
You got to walk the streets in New Orleans, go to a place you've never been to, into a room that was 4x8.
That was terrible.
It's 4 a.m. They're still screaming, EA, get me out.
All morning, I looked at my left, I could just see the outline of Bob's wiener. He just all tucked in a corner, like these like spandex pants on. I'm like, is that the only way you can sit? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, there was no other way to sit in that room. Up against the thing.
But after the Knicks game, I'm going to Johnny's Tavern with some friends. Sing karaoke, hang out.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah, I'll
Are
sing.
you going to sing Hi, My Name Is like Cody Tapp did in Springfield?
Honestly, I might sing Feeling This by Blink.
Okay. You're going to have to second. You have to have a second singer.
No, I can do both. Do it in my car all the time.
Faithful, short,
this
so lost in
time's while
disillusion.
you'll fade in
Gotta have that
the
back
You got to
up
bring
on.
something that people are going to know and sing with, too.
Oh, Feeling This still no, but either that or I Miss You, Mr. Brightside. I've got
Mr.
I've
Brightside
got,
is a good karaoke song.
I've got a repertoire. I've got a Rolodex.
There you
Can you
go.
give me a little Mr. Brightside right now?
Nah, we're good.
No, give me a little. Give me it.
Jealousy.
Okay.
See, I was hoping you would start from the beginning. Coming out of the cage and I'm feeling just fine.
Gotta be down because I won it all.
Oh, my. Sorry I did that, Dusty.
Thank you for that. Somebody says, man, I was having such a good morning on the text line. Max getting fitted for a grill. Is he going to full Paul Wall on us or what? Yeah, you're like that Alabama rapper or Arkansas rapper.
Yeah, that's it.
Turn it to, it's pretty easy. Friend time on Saturday, family time on Sunday. Knock it
Nice.
all out. Should be a good time. So we'll be good. We'll have a good time, and it'll be a fun weekend for everybody to be had. Weather's going to be great. Royals, Red Sox. The weekend before the PGA Championship, so you get a little bit of golf information for you. Hannah coming on Saturday or no?
No, I don't think so.
She's got to get away from this Boston
Yeah,
Celtics
exactly. Yeah,
fury.
she's had enough this week.
Oh, man. All right.
I mean, the Jordan Hicks story or Hudson story, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
We should get into that.
Oh, my God. It is that. You know who got it now? Guess who's on it?
Schefter.
Florio.
Oh, God. We'll get into that around 9 o'clock. But coming up, hey, Mac, he's started his movies of the week or movies of the month, however you want to do it, for the summer and the spring. His first one was American Pie. Mac's review of American Pie on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Hey, it's Michael Waka, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
I will tell you what, my friends at Smokehouse Barbecue do amazing things every single day. And your mom does amazing things for you every single day. So if you're looking to take your mom out for dinner this Mother's Day weekend, take her to Smokehouse Barbecue and get her the best barbecue in Kansas City. Get her the Cajun butter chicken wings. Get her the burnt ends. Get her the baby back ribs. Or if you're like me, you love the pulled chicken sandwich that they have now on a brioche bun. Yeah, they do at Smokehouse Barbecue. It is fantastic. Everything on the menu is awesome, epic, and wonderful, and you're going to want more of it every single time that you go. And when you go to Smokehouse Barbecue, bring mom along, and you can also have a banquet at Smokehouse Barbecue. If you're looking to do something fun for graduation this year and you don't want to have everybody over to the house, use one of the banquet rooms at Smokehouse Barbecue for any of your events, and Smokehouse can cater your events as well. It makes it so easy when Smokehouse shows up, and they've got everything taken taken care of, and you don't have to worry about a thing. So check them out at one of their 3 locations in Independence, Gladstone, and Zona Rosa. And while you're there, get the barbecue nachos topped with the crispy meat and the pulled pork. It will be phenomenal, and you will love those. And maybe you'll even take an order of them to go. So visit them at smokehousebbq.com. That's smokehousebbq.com. For over 35 years, locally owned and family operated, it's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours, and we're just getting started.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Find mom's best gift at Target. Now through Mother's Day, get up to 40% off gifts for her. Discover trendy apparel and swimwear that'll elevate any wardrobe. Jewelry that'll make her smile shine brighter, and even chocolate that'll turn any moment into something sweeter. There are endless options to choose from to show her she's the best. Hurry! Save 20 to 40% on select apparel, jewelry, chocolates, and more this Mother's Day only at Target. Restrictions apply.
What's up, baseball fans? It's time to swing big on your bets this season. Step up to the plate with an odds boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. No opt-in is required. Just log into your BetMGM account to receive your odds boost token. Then, place a bet on any MLB game and activate your token. If your boosted bet hits, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is your betting home for baseball. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. Must be 21 years of age or older. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, KC, it's almost Andy Reid. Renner Garage Door isn't just opening doors this month, they're opening hearts in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. Renner is donating 5% of all sales to Authentic Life Foundation, supporting vital mental health services to those in need. For supporting this cause, you'll get 5% off your project. Call or visit rennerdoor.com, where quality and compassion open doors to a better community.
RENNER, RENNER.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Great Valley into Blue Springs, 70 westbound, still heavy from around Main Street over towards Adams Dairy Parkway, but the earlier accident past Adams Dairy has cleared. Heading on the east side, 70 westbound slows again past Van Brunt, stays sluggish over towards 27th Street. Roadwork takes away the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
I've been asking this, guys, which is going to be a better day on X? Yesterday with the Pope being announced, or today with Jordan Hudson being banned from North Carolina?
I mean,
I think there's too much material with the Pope.
There really is, right?
Yeah.
I don't think yesterday was fun. Today could get ugly.
Today, yes.
yeah, it's all over. FanDuel just literally has a graphic of them two at like a event, the NFL Honors event, and it just says Jordan Hudson banned in all caps. Florio banned. Jordan Hudson no longer in the Tar Heels facility.
The Florio tweet,
dude, it's everywhere. Bleacher Report.
Oh, it's the only thing that's on the internet right
Apparently
now.
bands do not make her dance.
So this is Florio's tweet. North Carolina reportedly has banned Jordan Hudson (parentheses girlfriend / handler / public list of Coach Bill Belichick from the Tar Heel football facility.
According to Belichick's family member, there is a deep worry for how detrimental Jordan can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy, reputation, everything he has. Banned. Everywhere.
I mean, even the Pope said he's banned now too, or she's banned.
If I was his family, I'd be a little bit more worried about him rather than his legacy, but I understand all of it.
Are you worried because you think there may be something wrong?
Like he's getting taken advantage
I
of?
think he's being taken advantage of. I don't think he's not well in the mind. I just think.
Then how, and I'm asking because I don't know. If he's well in the mind, how is he being taken advantage of? Or is he just 74 dating a 24-year-old and life's
Could be.
good?
Could
you
be.
know?
Yep, could be. That's true.
Because there are a lot of people who get to a certain age, they have their midlife crisis or whatever it is, right? We see it all the time. And we don't like it because it's different, right? Like a 74-year-old dating a 24-year-old, it's creepy. There's no other way around it. There's no other way to say it.
It's weird.
It's creepy. So we all think it's creepy. But what if he really does love her? And what if he's having a good time? Like,
it's true.
How do we know what's going on in that relationship?
We're not talking about it. That's how I know.
That was a red flag.
That's how I know.
Oh, her saying that.
If you two are truly in love, don't you want people to know your love story?
Yeah, you do.
Mac, if you were to come out
and baby, just say
yes, whatever, and be like, and I went up to you guys like, hey, Hannah, how'd you and Mac meet? We're not talking about it. I'd be like, Mac, hey,
that's
yeah. We got to talk about that anyway. Though that's a side conversation.
Normally an open, happy relationship, even if they want to give you all of the details, like say they met on Tinder, they might tell you like, we met on a date, we got together on a date. We had a good first date. It blossomed, and now here we are.
What if they met on farmersonly.com?
No chance.
No?
Probably not.
No. Why do people still go like they're kind of, I don't want to use the term, maybe it is a shame. Oh, we met on Tinder. Like, why is that still kind of like.
Because we live in a society where everybody labels everybody.
Yeah, I know. That's what and that's what we're doing, though, with Belichick and Jordan Hudson. While it's weird and it's strange for the norms, maybe this is what he wants, and people, I don't like when people say they're worried about somebody when that person themselves may not be worried about it. Like if he has dementia, and let's just use that as a conversation point here, right?
Yeah.
If he had dementia, then I could see people being upset and worried that she's taking advantage of him. If he's in full body and mind and everything, I feel like the kids may be just worried about their inheritance more than they're worried about their dad.
Yep. Could see that.
And their dad's, life as well. I mean, like inheritance, yes, but also like that's our dad. Like we got to make sure he's fine. He's doing what he wants to do.
But don't you go to him, hey, like if I'm Steve Belichick, who they didn't want to know people was his son, but he is the defensive coordinator down there at North Carolina.
He's the one that does that weird tongue thing.
Yeah, that tongue.
Not the one from American Pie.
Or we'll get to that in a second. Or if I'm his daughter, right? I would call him and say, "Hey, Dad, you all right? Everything good?" Have a conversation, go visit him, find out if things are okay. If you sense he's a little off, then we got an issue. But if he goes, having a time of my life.
We also know that this isn't her first elderly man.
Nope.
So there's another.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, she's dated a 64-year-old before.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
I was today when I learned that.
Yeah, TIL, Reddit. You got to get into Reddit, man.
Oh, my. Who was the 64-year-old?
Some like CEO.
Too young for her?
Another rich guy.
Oh, I didn't realize that changes a lot of stuff. Yeah.
So
I thought we were all, yeah. No,
okay.
yeah, she's
I didn't know that.
Oh,
that changes everything.
She's a pro.
Yeah.
Strike everything from the record.
Yeah. Clean the rundown.
This is a, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's a repeat offender.
Not a hypocrite, habitual.
Yes. Habitual offender.
So she's a habitual old man dater.
Mm-hmm.
You think she's ever raw dogged it on a flight? She's in that generation where they're raw dogging on flights now.
Staying off her phone. Yahoo banned.
Banned.
All right. Speaking of bands,
Hey.
you watched American Pie for the first time.
Yes.
What score out of 10?
Okay, I'm going to do this.
Here's where he tells us our movies stink, Dusty.
No, the exact opposite of that. For what that movie is, and that's what I'm going to rate it on, that's a 10.
Yeah.
For what that movie is trying to be, it's a 10.
Imagine watching that movie as an 18-year-old boy.
Dude, I was thinking, I was like, dude, I wish I would have watched that 10 years ago when I was 16. That would have been like the best
What year
moment
did that
ever.
movie come out?
1999. So a year after I was born.
So it came out the year I graduated college.
What'd you just say?
Yeah, year after I was born. Yeah.
So 99, that summer of 99, which is right about now, I moved to Texas when that movie came out.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I was 22. You were 12. You were an ounce.
1, 2, yeah.
Speaking of an ounce, but I mean, like you were very, very like a neophyte, right? Like you were non-existent on the planet basically in '99.
That's wild. So, anyways, let's get into it. What'd you like? What'd you think about the movie? Gave it a 10
for what it's trying to be. For what it's trying to be. If you
Rotten
want me to rate it
Tomato
as
score, what would you
if you
give
want me to rate it as a movie, it's a 6.5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
it's comedy.
It's a comedy.
See, for me, it's a perfect 10.
Yeah, for what it, for I'm trying to think of the right word. Like it's just not comedy, but like
raunchy,
but
no, but it's a coming of age movie.
Yeah, like a coming of age type comedy. Yeah, like it's perfect.
It was
does
my
everything
Animal
at once.
House.
Dude, and then like the music in it, like obviously there's
I told you it's a great soundtrack,
Great
right? Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, this is awesome for what it's doing. The Blink scene, the bedroom with Nadia, that whole fiasco was hilarious. I think the apple pie scene, I think I have to rate that in the top 3. I think that's, I don't know, you can tell me, is that the most iconic?
I mean, the cover
top
of the
3 what?
The cover of the movie
scene
is
from the
all
movie.
the
Oh,
kids.
that movie.
The cover of the movie was all the kids in the corner, Michelle holding her flute, and then a picture of a pie that's been mutilated.
I mean, the name of the show is American Pie, so I would imagine that that's probably an iconic scene in that movie.
Take a back seat, Don McLean.
Yeah,
And
but
then,
the flute stuff is
Michelle,
great too.
yes.
One time at band camp.
One time at band
so
camp.
now
and
you
then
get
at
that right.
Yes.
Yeah.
One time at band camp, that was great. I thought she was awesome. I loved her character.
Yeah,
She
great
was awesome.
character.
Yeah, great character because she's like,
Oh, Michelle's dope.
yeah, because she's like annoying, but she's also like super adorable and cute and awesome and.
And she's hot in real
And
life.
she's hot.
Tara Reid or Stifler's mom?
I think Tara Reid, but it's close.
Okay.
Also, Stifler, favorite character.
Yeah. Babe the Stiffmeister.
Kind of makes me want to watch the other ones. I don't know if they get
Nah,
that.
The second one's good.
The second one wasn't bad.
There's like a million of them, right?
Nah, then they all get into like fraternities. It gets like really bad, but American Pie 2 is pretty good.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
is pretty good, but
Yeah.
nothing ever beats that first one. Because,
yeah.
like Anchorman, did you see Anchorman?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anchorman 2 was a total dud.
Yeah, I know
Caddyshack 2 is the worst sequel of all time. You have these great movies, and then they try to quickly do yeah. Jerry, and then they tried to make them good, and it's just not you can't capture
You're
it
trying,
again.
yeah, you're trying to redo something that was already.
Makes
Yeah,
it feel different when Jerry said his brioche for the week was strawberry pie.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
dude, yeah. So now you understand, right?
Absolutely.
Anselmo likes that strawberry pie.
Oh man, yeah, that's great, man.
It was awesome.
Yeah, the
Super
Blink
fun.
scene's great.
Blink scene's great. Mark's like says something funny when the camera gets covered up. I'm like,
Right.
it's actually pretty good timing.
I
for
may go
Mark.
back and watch it too.
So some
yeah.
hidden cuts of that movie. That was the last day of filming that Blink was on set.
Really?
So everybody was in a good mood, and nobody knew they were going to be on set.
Oh, no,
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, yeah.
Blink-182
And then,
at the peak of their powers,
Yeah,
too.
and then Thomas something, the guy that plays the one that's like Tara Reid's boyfriend who sucks in the movie, the worst character of the whole movie.
Gotcha.
Like,
Oh, yeah, that guy does
he's
suck,
he's in a band, and he's still friends with Mark Hoppus, the bassist of Blink-182.
That's dope.
So like it's yeah, that album's great. Harvey Danger's on that album. Blink-182's on that album. Yeah, that movie's great.
I mean, you compare. You said it's your Animal House, and the more you said that, and I listened to what you guys were saying here for a second. Animal House is kind of the same thing. Great cast, awesome movie, great soundtrack.
Yeah.
And
you can quote
iconic moments. Did
can
you see
quote it,
Animal
feel
House?
good.
No.
Yeah, I didn't watch Animal House. I was probably 26. Like my dad was like, "You got to watch it."
You
It's
have
great.
to watch Animal House. You just do, and you'll understand the Germans bombing Pearl Harbor. And every time we say that, how mad the text line gets, and then they haven't seen the movie. It's so good.
Maybe we put a poll together on Twitter for you guys choose 4 movies, and we'll put a poll and let the
Wednesday's
listeners
poll, and then
decide.
You have Thursday to watch it.
Yep.
Wednesday,
We'll be able to fit that in on Thursday. Or
Wednesday,
Wednesday,
Thursday. Yeah, I'll have Wednesday and Thursday.
I will say this: I would love for your next movie to be Varsity Blues.
Okay. Put it on the.
I think Animal House should be your next movie.
Well, there's 2 suggestions right there.
I don't think you'll like Animal House as much as like maybe we do, but I think you'll get it
just because of the time, or
yeah, it's I don't know,
dated, or
I didn't find it as funny as my dad found it as funny. Whereas like I feel like you won't find it as much as I found it as funny. I don't know.
Me curious though.
Porky's is good in that generation.
Porky's is fantastic, too. You should watch Porky's. Revenge of the Nerds. You should watch all the John Hughes movies, too. 16 Candles, Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club I've seen. Love Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Anything that John Hughes did in the 80s in Chicago is fantastic because that's basically where Chicago has stopped. The 80s is their glory years.
Well, now it's the 20s.
Now with the Pope and everything,
Yeah.
but everything was going back to the glory years of the 85 Bears and Jordan.
What was your favorite scene, the choir scene?
That was one of them, yeah, because I love Stifler's line. I don't know, but can I say that?
Do it.
When like he comes back to Stifler, he's like, oh man, I thought you did great. He's like, the Stifler's like, I think you need your balls reattached.
See, I thought the Ozstrikers girl was the best one in the movie. I loved her. But I go back to American Beauty in that scene. Have you seen American Beauty? Throw that on the list.
Okay, throw it on the list.
It's back when I think Kevin Spacey was okay. Coming up on the other side.
Okay?
No. We get into the Richard of the Week. It is brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Coming up next, it's Richard of the Week on Fescoe and Dusty on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty. Subscribe and watch the show on YouTube by going to our channel at The Fan 965, Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
We just talked about it. Saturday is going to be awesome weather-wise, 2:30. You've got some NBA action. You'll have some Royals action, and you can have some Surfside action because the weather's heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka to break that heat. Made with real brewed tea and real vodka. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. So 0 troubles with 0 carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. Look for the can with the sunset stripes sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. You must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Reiselman Nissan, the king of midsize SUVs, has the ride you've been waiting for. Shop the best selection of Rogues and Kicks in Kansas City with payments starting at just $399 a month. Plus, every day, Reiselman salutes our first responders and heroes with special discounts. With over 160 new Nissans on the lot, your perfect ride is waiting. Visit ReiselmanNissan.com today and experience royal treatment at Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time. Reiselman Nissan. Not all vehicles may apply. See dealer or check ReiselmanNissan.com for all details.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure what the best option is? Selling a home, especially when dealing with foreclosure, divorce, job relocation, or an inherited property, can feel overwhelming. That's why I don't just make offers. I help homeowners understand all their options so they can make the right choice with no pressure and no obligation. I'm Rex, a local homebuyer and resident right here in Kansas City. Whether you're looking for a fast cash sale or just want to explore your choices, I'll walk you through the pros and cons of selling to me or listing with an agent. If selling directly is your best move, I'll offer you a fair cash price and a closing timeline that fits your needs in as little as 7 days or on your schedule. No repairs, no commissions, no hidden fees. Just a transparent, hassle-free process so you know exactly what to expect. Let's talk. Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com for a free, no-pressure consultation. Rex Buys KC, helping homeowners make informed decisions with confidence.
KC, let's get loud at Big Slick 2025. Enjoy comedy, music, and more at the Big Slick Show on May 31st at T-Mobile Center with all proceeds benefiting Children's Mercy. Tickets are on sale now at BigSlickKC.org. Peace and quiet are not invited, but you are.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Brought to you by MVP. Only $39 for an AC tune-up. Book now at themvpkc.com. MVP Air Conditioning, Heating, Plumbing, and Electric is your home's MVP this spring and summer. Get a summer AC tune-up for just $39 and avoid costly repairs. 913-214-1212 or visit themvpkc.com. MVP. One call does it all.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
70 westbound, lingering delays heading into Blue Springs out of Green Valley, and then it slows past Lee Summit Road with construction. It gets heavier around Van Brunt over towards Jackson Avenue with roadwork taking away the left lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Go check out 96.5 The Fan's Instagram page for videos, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes content. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan. KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2. Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Bopping along on a Friday. 57 minutes left, 56 minutes and 45 seconds left of the day for us, fellas, and then it's on to the weekend. Glad you're listening. Not a cloud in the sky, not a frown on a face. It's been a good Friday morning. Justin Reed, shout out. Ashton Gelotty, shout out. Text line, listeners, shout out.
Sean Barber, shout out. Little bit of a shout out to Barbershop. Texted me and Dusty. He goes, I'm 50. I will kick Mac's ass in the parking lot.
But coincidentally, leaving me out of the text chain, not afraid to.
Well, maybe he doesn't know your number.
No, he has my number. He should.
Well, he may not.
Too afraid to say it to my face. It's all good.
You're just assuming one of the greatest human beings of all time has your telephone number, right?
Barber says,
we've exchanged texts.
Barber says, I'm 50 and Matt can't even beat me in the parking lot. Jay Reed would lock him up.
I got the same one, baby.
And then my buddy Travis says you need to watch the movie Van Wilder as well.
It's another good one.
Wait till the cannoli scene. Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. Okay.
Yeah. And when I say cannoli scene, I will understand exactly when you've seen that scene.
Okay.
Great movie. Also, Tara Reid in her prime.
Okay. Well, there's my vote.
Yeah, you did, man.
Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, hit it. Richard of the Week.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
Richard of the Week.
Not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
That's right. Richard of the Week and my entire weekend are sponsored by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Don't worry, fellas. I'll bring them over to the Fescoe residence on Saturday. They are the proud partner of the Kansas City Royals as well. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories. And the best part, zero bubbles, zero troubles, just like Mac yesterday when he had one at the game.
So
watching
good,
that 10-0 run.
So good.
That's right. 6 in a row for the Royals. No one's Richard but Bob. Go ahead. What's Southwest Airlines done this week?
No, nothing this week from Southwest Airlines.
NBA watch.
Right?
PGA Tour reference. Not an airlines.
And he's like, actually, United.
No airline this week. Nothing's really happened this week in the air. Well, Newark Airport has been a disaster.
No one took a dump in their seat.
No one did anything like that. The protest.
I mean, I hate this place.
So I was going to go with this guy or this woman who was pulled over. I don't know if you saw this story, and she had a raccoon in the car that was hitting the meth pipe. Did you see that story?
Of course.
Was that in Missouri? Does anybody know?
I hope not.
Raccoon found with meth pipe in driver's seat during police stop. Woman arrested, right? I saw that story. I'm like, okay, that was carrying me for most of the week as my Richard of the Week. Because if you're letting your pet raccoon smoke meth, are you really doing the right thing for the raccoon?
Why do you have a pet raccoon?
Like that? I was just glossing over that, right?
I mean,
you have a raccoon in your car smoking meth.
I mean, they are trash pandas.
I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Awesome.
I mean, like, it's just
Fantastic.
unbelievable. This woman's driving around in a beater, gets pulled over, and the raccoon's in the car hitting the meth pipe.
When life gives you glass, tell everybody to kiss your. Never mind.
So my actual Richard, though, of the week goes to this. A Louisiana man intentionally ran over his father and killed him after arguing over who would pay the bill at a Mexican restaurant they had just eaten at, deputies said. Deputies responded to the deadly incident on May 1st in the parking lot of Gonzales Mexican restaurant in Columbia, not Missouri, Louisiana, about a 160-mile drive from Baton Rouge. There they found Luther Stowe, 64, with life-threatening injuries. He was taken to a hospital where he died. Gonzales Mexican restaurant declined comment. Stowe's son, 37-year-old Lucas Stowe, is accused of waiting for his dad to come out of the restaurant and purposely hitting him with the vehicle before driving away. He was arrested and charged with second-degree homicide. Luther Stowe was remembered as a hard worker and a modern-day cowboy in his online obituary. He was human, flawed, and full of fight, but he was loved deeply and will be remembered fiercely, the obituary said. Richard of the Week goes to the son who didn't want to pick up the tab for some tacos, so he drove over his father and killed him.
Dear Lord. Mac, you got one to follow that.
It's always me after Bob. I honestly, I don't have a great one this week. Honestly, my only Richard of the Week would be the New York Knicks, so I don't really have one.
That's the Knicks. Richard should be the Celtics.
Yeah, that's a good point. You could see it the flip side, too. Yeah, the Celtics are the Richard of the Week.
According to Topps, available now, Pope Leo has his own official trading card.
No, he doesn't. Really? That's cool.
It's awesome.
5/8/25, Pope Leo, XIV.
Card game is...
It's insane.
It's skyrocketed, dude. Both sports and Pokemon, all that stuff.
Yeah, just like it was crazy sitting there with Caglione. He's ripping them open. Every card that's special. It's like Texas Hold'em when you're like looking at your cards, like that.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem, though, with card collecting these days, I'm going to get on my old man horse for a second, it's too damn expensive for kids to go buy a pack of cards.
Yep. It's also very similar to bourbon hunting. Because, like, people know when drop-offs happen.
Oh, yeah. My friends do it.
And they stake out the truck deliveries.
Yep.
And they bum rush the door, and they buy all the packs.
People wait outside Target at 5 a.m. They know when the trucks come, what day it's there, what Target to go to.
They know their routes,
sport.
man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like... I miss the days where you just go by. Like, that's why we knew baseball players so good when we were kids. We all collected cards. You knew what everybody's team.
Awesome.
That's box cool. You had. That was all you.
That's just one of...
5.
Yeah,
Stop breaking those Amazon boxes down. You can fill them up with baseball cards. So I'm going to buck the trend here. Sorry, fellas. You don't know this is coming. This is a secret to both of you. I don't have a Richard of the Week this week. It's Mother's Day weekend. I no longer have my mother, and I'm just going to not use any negativity. I'm going to be positive and just go through life. So nobody's a Richard of the Week for Dusty Likens this week. Just have fun. Just be nice. I will say this. For those of you out there, call your mother. Call your wife. Whatever you can do, call your mom. Say hi. Just 5 seconds. If you don't have a mom, call somebody's mom. But yeah, no Richard of the Week for me this week.
I sent a beautiful Mother's Day card to my mom this morning. I always send the online cards because the mail loses everything anymore. Yeah. So I sent an online card, and this one had the ability to put pictures in it this year. I put a huge picture of myself in the Mother's Day. I can't wait to see.
That is so you.
Yep. Should have sent that one from Venice.
I could have, but this was the first picture that popped up on my computer. I was like, I like it. I'm going to go with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I've always thought about, like, during the holiday season, since I'm, like, single and all my friends are married with kids and we get the Christmas cards or the, whatever. I thought about...
no, please don't.
I thought about going to get my picture with Santa or the Easter Bunny and then sending it out to my friends. Because, like, whenever you get that text from one of your buddies, like, hey, can I get your address? I'm like, uh-oh, where's the invitation? What are we going to this time?
Yeah.
If I send a mass text out to all my friends, you guys included, like, can I get your address? And you're like, why does Dusty need our address? Is he making an announcement? And you open up your mail and it says from me and my address. You open up, and it's me on Santa's lap at 37.
Be outstanding.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. The only thing better would be if you wrote a Christmas letter about yourself. This year, Dusty, and do it in third person.
Yeah.
It was a really fun year for Dusty this year. Dusty got to do this, and this.
Dusty learned about this. And
it's all
that's
thing.
A great
First day of radio.
Yeah.
Favorite color? Blue. Favorite food? Pizza. Favorite beverage? Miller High Life. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka.
All your friends get, is this Uncle Dusty? What?
What is going on with Dusty's Christmas letter?
That's right. No, that's great. I thought that'd be like a great idea.
It's so weird.
That's actually great.
Yeah.
I love that troll.
We thought about doing that back when we were single and a bunch of us were living over at 61st and Ward Park. We're like, we should do a Christmas card like in smoking jackets. And,
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Send a picture of me and Santa. All I want for Christmas is a Super Bowl, 1 Arrowhead Drive.
Yeah, right. Well, we've given you 5 of those.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Santa does come true. Look, I got my Christmas wish. 5 Super Bowls.
Santa.
And a Pope from Chicago.
Yeah.
That is Richard of the Week, brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka, proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories, and the best part is 0 bubbles. Zero toleration is what's been told to one Jordan Hudson. If you don't know what that name is, that is the girlfriend or PR or whatever Florio called her for Bill Belichick. She is no longer allowed in the facility of the University of North Carolina. We'll explain and play some audio from Pablo Torre's podcast about what has happened and what has unfolded with this story. There's just more and more layers to this. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, my friends at Park and Go, they do an unbelievable job. If you're flying out of town anytime soon or in the future, make your reservation at Park and Go to park your car. You've already made your flight reservation, so as soon as you make your flight reservation, go and make your parking reservation at bookparkandgo.com or with their easy-to-use app. And make sure you prepay, because that's when you're going to save money and get their lowest rate. That way it's taken care of. You don't have to worry about it. Show up on the day of your flight and they direct you to your all-covered parking spot, knowing that your car is going to be protected from all the elements while you're gone. And as soon as you get into that covered parking spot that's been reserved especially for you, the van comes and takes you right to the airport terminal. In no time at all, you are at the airport and you are ready to go. When you get back, it's even better. Just grab your bags, walk off the plane, walk outside, jump on the Park and Go bus, and it's right back to your covered parking spot and your car. And you drive away and you go, man, I just had a great parking experience. So do what we did and join their frequent Parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Summer is better with True Green, especially at a price this low. For a limited time, get 75% off your first treatment and enjoy your lawn without overspending. With True Green, you get expert care and a plan tailored to fit your lawn's needs, so it looks best while you save big. Let the pros handle the hard work while you enjoy the results, relax more, and keep more money in your pocket. A great lawn has never been this easy or this affordable. Sign up now at truegreen.com. Restrictions apply.
Call Aspen Lawn and Pest Control. Our iconic blue trucks and expert team get it right the first time. Award-winning full-service lawn care and pest control since 1985. Call today for a free estimate. Visit aspenlawn.com.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only, limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 at O'Reilly Auto Parts. In-store only, limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life?
This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Heartland Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices to serve you. Heartland Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those 3 listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 75.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Diving right back into it here on Fescoe and Dusty with Mac Morey as well, who could cross up Sean Barber, Justin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, Jalen Brunson. Well, maybe not Brunson. I kid.
No chance you're crossing up Brunson.
No, that's actually the worst defender you mentioned. That would be the easiest one to cross.
Ooh.
Wow. The only one that doesn't play defense.
Do you think you'd be able to watch a game with Stephen A. Smith?
Let me rephrase that. Would you want to?
For sure.
Oh, you
Yeah,
would?
I think
See,
it'd be fun. I don't know if he watches he says he's not on camera because he's this way, or not. He's not this way because he's on camera. He's on camera because he's this way, so he's probably the same. So yeah, it'd be fun.
I think it'd wear you out after a while. And that's not true. He says that he's on camera and because he's that way or whatever the case may be. No, man, because I know how I am. As those microphones go off, I'm back to my introverted self, man. This is the outlet. This is the way we do our lives, right?
Well, unless you're with me at a bar and we just start doing clone calling.
Yeah.
Then it's like nonstop. Mac's like, here they go. Beakley?
Yeah.
Maloney?
But see, I can do that. That's fine. But like to be like watching Stephen A. Smith on TV, he's always he never has a down day. And that's a tribute to Stephen A. Smith, right? You never know if he's in a bad mood or if he's in a good mood.
$180 million.
Right. But some guys you can tell they're not in it for the day or whatever. They check. He had never, ever, ever checks out. And that's one of the things. I don't want to say that I idolize about Stephen A. Smith, but I really take away from Stephen A. Smith. My college professor, Tom Hedrick, 90th birthday, happy birthday, parent, by the way, used to say the game can be bad, but you shouldn't be, right? And that's a lesson in life. It may be a bad day at the office, but it doesn't mean you have to have a bad day. Or, the topic may be bad, but it doesn't mean you have to have a bad day. And Stephen A. Smith generally lives that. The things could be bad that they're talking about, but he's never off. He's always on, and that's not easy to do. And people want to make fun of Stephen A. Smith and mock him because they're jealous of Stephen A. Smith. It's great for TV. I don't know that I could sit there and watch a 2.5 hour basketball game or any event with anybody that is constantly just at this extroverted yelling self.
Yeah, that's a lot of yelling.
Yeah.
I say that. We'll see what I am tomorrow.
From the top text, Mac, I'll be in the parking lot 10:15. Try some routes on me.
Wow.
Who said
smiley
that?
face?
I've got a football.
Here we go.
I could
We're ready to go.
I could spin it in anything. I was a generational athlete in my mind.
Same.
When did Spectre get back?
Hey, his team won last night, so that beard gets continued.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'm seeing it the Capitals win is if his beard continues because he's like, I hate beards.
Well, because his is so just
ratty.
Ugh. I mean, it's all over the place. It's like a neck beard. He looks like Andrew Luck.
Looks like Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
But in reverse. Like Flacco's grows on the backside of his head.
Yeah.
His just grows. And when they do that Instagram video, it's so cringy because he's just standing there, blank face, and they're just like, oh, it's great.
Flacco or Spector?
Yes. Stephen Flacco.
Yeah.
Joe Spector. That's what it should be.
Joe Spector sounds like somebody that
you don't want to meet.
Yeah. Who's not going to? That's Joe Spector. Uh-oh, what did I do?
Is that a Bond villain?
Wasn't that like a politician? Wasn't there like a Joe Spector? Or was that Arlen Spector?
Never heard of him. There's Joe the plumber.
Yeah.
There's also Jordan Hudson.
Well, there was.
And this was audio from Pablo Torre's podcast.
Two sources at the University of North Carolina tell me that there has been a decision, it was made last week, by the higher-ups inside the athletic department that had hired Bill Belichick to be the highest-paid public employee, not just coach, in the state of North Carolina at $10 million a year. And that decision was that Jordan Hudson is no longer allowed in the football building.
Okay.
She is not allowed on the football field.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordan moving forward.
How do you think that went down? You think Bill had to tell her? Or do you think they went as like a group and like the board of directors were like, here's the deal?
I bet they were involved.
Oh, they went to Belichick and they said, these are the rules.
But she had to be present.
Oh, I would imagine.
Yeah, like it wasn't him relaying that message to her.
No, I think it was like, hey, Bill, you and the lady want to come up today about 9?
Exactly.
Sure, yeah. Just do our normal thing. They get in there and it's like, oh.
And so you don't think Bill had an idea about it before?
I think they blindsided both of them.
No, I
Because
think
Bill would tell her.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then she would cause this huge storm. It's like what they always tell you. If you break up with somebody, you do it in public. You don't do it behind closed doors because somebody could act a fool.
Right.
You go break up with somebody at like a public, you go to like, I don't know, don't do the library, but like you go to like, a restaurant and you sit down and you're like, hey, so, that way, because they do act wild, the guy or the girl. People are there. You have, sources. So I think basically what happened was like, hey, we need to have a conversation about the future of North Carolina moving forward. Can you and Jordan show up? And that's as vague as they were.
Well, I think it was a lot. Because I know how the red tape works at these universities. You see it all the time. Nothing happens like this at a university or any place for that matter. I guarantee you there were high-level meetings for weeks. After that episode aired, what was that, 2 weeks ago now?
Yep.
2 weeks ago Sunday.
Right, 2 weeks ago Sunday. Right? Was it the Masters the same weekend? Or was it
the
weekend after the Masters, right? Okay, so 2 weeks ago that interview aired. I guarantee you there have been people in that university in the higher-up offices meeting for 2 weeks trying to figure out what we're going to do about this. Nothing at a university just happens. There's endless meetings, countless meetings, phone calls, conversations. The athletic side got involved with the academic side, the alumni side. Like there's so many hands in that pot at a big university. So I guarantee you there were conversations. How can we resolve this issue? And this is what they ultimately came to. And they probably told Bill, like, look, man, this is what we're looking at here. These are the rules. You can choose to play by them or not and see what happens if you don't. But I feel like this is the first time that Bill Belichick, other than being fired by Kraft, obviously, but this was the first time that Bill Belichick has been bossed around in his coaching career and told what to do by somebody else that was above him. He's never had that before. It's 74 years old, other than maybe Bill Parcells, but when you're a defensive coordinator, you always have. But since he's been where he's been for the last 24 years, he's had no adult supervision. He's been able to do whatever it is that he's wanted and run the program at New England the exact way that he's wanted. And now you're at a university that, quite honestly, has been there 200 years before you were around and will be there 200 years after you were there. And they've got traditions and things and a reputation to uphold at North Carolina. I do declare. And so they're not going to let this take, because it is ruining the reputation of North Carolina.
100%. They
The
look like
state,
a joke.
the university, everything. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And so because reputation matters in college. These people wear suits and pins with their lapel pins with their university logo on it. They want to feel good about themselves. And if you're at a university and this is going on, you're not feeling good about yourself. This is some romper room stuff. Like this is East Toenail State type stuff. You're North Carolina. You don't need this circus.
Somebody asked how they're out of the loop. So basically what happened was the interview happened Sunday. Then we saw the next story was people were, questioning what was really going on in the relationship. Is it a relationship? Is it PR? Is it whatever it may be? Then Bill was seeking help from other people outside of his own PR, going to the Bears PR, somebody who was running theirs to kind of talk to them and say, hey, what's going on? And
he called Ted?
I don't know. And then this story comes out early this morning. You'll continue to get waves of it throughout the day, whatever medium you use for sports. And it came out today that the University of North Carolina, their administrative office, basically said, "Hey, moving forward, she's no longer allowed in the facility. We are concerned with the university's well-being and as well as Bill Belichick's." And all of this surfaced from the interview on CBS Sunday morning. So his family's concerned. The university's concerned because he's the highest paid person at that entire university.
Yeah.
I mean, as he should be.
As
He's
he
Bill
should be,
Belichick,
yeah.
the coach of the football team. That's how it works.
Highest paid person in the state of North Carolina.
But Bill Self's the highest paid person in the state of Kansas. You
No, I know.
Yeah, but that's the way it should be, right?
Do we know that? Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, most of the coaches, are. Whether
yeah.
it's football or basketball, you're the highest paid person in the state because you're a state employee. You know.
So is Drinkwitz the highest paid in Missouri?
I would imagine. I would imagine Drinkwitz is probably making, unless Missouri's got a program that I don't know about and a sport that's really, really good, but I can't think that generates money like football. Like, I don't think the basketball coach is making the money that Drinkwitz is making. No chance, right? No. So I would imagine Drinkwitz is probably the highest paid state employee in the state of Missouri, yeah. And it should be. You bring in all this money. I mean, for universities, people forget, are the front doors for a lot of states, and sports are the front doors of these universities. They generate the money.
Yeah, and so that conversation, I still just it's interesting because Carolina obviously was in the news all offseason. They hired Bill Belichick, and then this kind of came out of nowhere. Like it's almost like it almost seems like a Disney movie where like where like you don't know that the evil character is evil, but really they're evil. Like they don't mean well apparently, because if your family's involved and the universe and your job's involved, then at some point it's got to be like, okay, the two things that obviously my life revolves around is my family and my work. And if those are the two things that are like, hey, dude, something's not right, like 74 or 34 or 24, you got to, because like when people start to change you and your personality is different, like this isn't the Bill, like that interview was terrible. Clearly, it was terrible.
It was him until she got involved, though.
And and that's one thing that people will say about like relationships and stuff like that. Like when someone starts to change you, you've got to get out, because sometimes people change you for the better, but they let you keep a little bit of what you have that's made you. But when people start to be like, yeah, you're not wearing that anymore, you're not saying this anymore, you're not going to hang out with these people anymore, you're not going to go to these places anymore, we're not eating this anymore. It's like, okay, am I this person, or am I doing this because I'm blindly in love with this person? And
it's usually the latter.
Right. And so now we have this whole like interview that happens on Sunday, and people are like, I mean, look, it's a slow sports season, right? Like baseball is getting ready to hit the dog days of summer. The NFL draft is over. We're pining for a schedule release, which has already been leaked, except for, of course, one foreign game, which is the Chiefs and Chargers.
Yeah, Chiefs and Chargers.
YouTube,
right?
Friday night.
YouTube Friday night. So get ready. That's coming.
Yeah. And then it's like everybody, like I told you, like my buddy's uncle, who I have a good relationship with, calls me and is like, what the hell is going on with this Belichick stuff?
That's all
man?
People want to talk about now. It's either the stadiums or Belichick.
And it all started from, not all started, but it got the strongest and fastest legs after that interview.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that was the smoking gun. Like she put herself in that position, let it be known, and you better believe that CBS wasn't editing any of that out.
No, well, I guess they edited some of it out, but they left that in because it was so prevalent during the interview.
And you didn't need to watch any of that interview except for that like 10 seconds of when he's like, so how'd you meet? We're not talking about that. And you're like, time out.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, hang on a second. We're talking to him.
Yeah. And it's like, you go back to like celebrities in their relationships, right? Like the Cavender twins, of course, I'm, tuned in. And Hannah Cavender's dating that Carson Beck guy. And then all of a sudden we find out who he was. Right? He was a bad apple. He didn't care that he was with her. He used her and her clout, him and his clout, to kind of build his rapport in Miami. And then he's out there being a sleazeball. And all of a sudden, like, they're like, yeah, he was always a terrible person. Like, he was like, secretly on his phone, like chatting up other people. And then like, it's like, yeah, there's red flags throughout the way. So it's interesting, man. Like, no longer allowed in the facilities in North Carolina is one Jordan Hudson, the girlfriend or the whatever, the partner of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, so. like that's her person or his person or however you want to describe it. I think if that interview doesn't happen, though, we're not talking about her. Like, everybody would look at that and go, oh, it's weird. And it is. It's still to this day. I don't care about how you feel about it. It's weird. It's weird to have a 70-year-old dating a 20-year-old, right?
Well, and of course you hear the stories about how his daughter and her don't get along because they're essentially the same age.
Yeah.
And that's one of those
No,
things.
she's actually older.
The daughter?
Belichick's daughter is like
27?
I think she's older than that, quite honestly, Dusty. She, if I'm not mistaken, the last I saw was like the female lacrosse coach at Holy Cross University, I think.
Cool.
And so following in her dad's footsteps of coaching and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. And yeah, like if you're bringing home your girlfriend and she's younger than your adult children, people are going to look at that weird.
Like, hypothetically, let's say something catastrophic would happen with you and Jen. Your oldest daughter is 15?
Yeah.
So in 10 years, let's say you and Jen are done. You're now 58. Right? And you're dating a 21-year-old.
Cool.
But your daughter's going to be like, I'm not going to get along with this person.
Yeah, right, exactly.
There's just no way. And a guy that I play golf with, he's like, because I told him my rule was like half my age plus 7.
Yeah, that's always kind of been that rule.
That's kind of the generic rule.
Right.
So I'm like 25, 26 is where like I draw the line. My buddy who I play with, he's like, yeah, I'm like 46 now. So like, you got to be at least like 10 years older than my oldest daughter. And I'm like, how old's your oldest daughter? He's like, 16. He's like, you got to, at least be, 26, 27, 28.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you think about that. And it's like,
you run out of stuff to talk about, okay? Have you ever dated anybody that was considerably younger than you?
No.
Okay, Mac, have you?
He's over there talking to Binkley about the
It's hard for
texter.
him to answer yes to that question because he's only 26 years old, right?
But even he would probably tell you if he wasn't engaged that he probably wouldn't go any younger than like 21.
Right. And so when I was 27, I dated a 21, 22-year-old, right? And there's a big gap of life right there. And that was only a 5-year difference, right? A big gap of just life experiences and living and being an adult. What are they talking about? Like, what's the conversations that Bill Belichick essentially is having with somebody who should be his granddaughter?
Correct.
Right? So what are those conversations like? Again, that's not my business or anything like that, but it became everybody's business because of what happened in that CBS interview, and now North Carolina is banning her, and it's becoming the biggest story of the day in sports.
Do you think North Carolina waited too long?
No, I don't. I think if they would have done it right away, people would have been like, oh, you're jumping to conclusions and all that. And again, with university, with all the red tape and bureaucracy and all that crap that these universities have these days, you've got to take your time to do it. And you've got to sell that plan to Bill Belichick as well and maybe try to think that it's his plan.
Well, it's not Carolina blue, but it's royal blue. Outscored the White Sox 19-4. Statement game yesterday, 10-0. I would assume that was enough. I think if you're not there, I can't help you at this point, but you plus 15 run differential, the White Sox.
Yeah.
Your pitching staff is obviously doing well, and Michael Garcia is continuing since the MJ Melendez designation. The dude's absolutely fired up. Drew Waters as well. Bobby Witt Jr. is on an absolute tear in his last, I think it's his last 10 games. Boston's in town.
Yeah.
What do you think they need to do? 2 out of 3?
I think you should sweep the Red Sox.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, and I'm talking from the negative perspective on the text line. Not that we should be addressing those people because they bring down the world, but that's, I think, what it's going to take because the Red Sox are a name. Even though the Red Sox aren't very good this year, right? 500 or a game above or below, depending on what happened yesterday. I didn't look at the results of many baseball games yesterday. The
Detroit Tigers got to play the Rockies, so they clearly don't have any talent because they're playing the Rockies.
Yeah, and they're destroying the Rockies. Okay, the Red Sox won yesterday, so they're 20-19,
Yeah,
right?
they're above 500.
So they're the Boston Red Sox. I think if you were to walk around town and say to people, name 5 really good baseball teams, the average fan would put the Red Sox into that category, right?
You think so today?
Yeah, absolutely. You find some random people that just say what they say, right? Name 5.
I got to watch baseball first.
Yeah, but that's where I'm going, though.
Yeah.
People know the Red Sox. Like, they're grandfathered in, just like the Yankees are grandfathered in. The Dodgers are grandfathered in. Those are 3 teams that everybody would say they probably throw in the Mets. And
I would say Dodgers, Yankees, Padres, Mets, Phillies would probably get some love. Red Sox would probably. Somebody would be like, "Are the Red Sox still good?" That's how they would answer that.
Phillies are 22-15. Yeah. Follow Philadelphia and what's going on there. They think the season's over. The team sucks. It's a bad deal. Awful, just awful.
And they just won like what, 7 out of 10?
Yeah, right. So I'm going back about a week, but melting down over Philly. Yes, exactly. They've gone on a hot streak now. They're burning through the atmosphere, right? But the Red Sox are always one of those teams that people are going to say, "Oh, the Red Sox are always a good team." So the perception is that Boston's a really good team. If you go out there and you sweep them, even the negative people have to come around after that, I would think. And if they don't, then maybe it's best you just find a new team or something else to do.
I think 2 out of 3 would solidify it. Obviously, you have the Lorenzen tonight, Reagan's and Crochet on Saturday. Somebody said that game will be over by 8 p.m.
What times it starts? 7?
6:10. Yeah. And then Lugo on Sunday for the hopefully the series win. Look, I think sometimes you need a team like Chicago White Sox to humble a crowd. That was the Royals 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
That White Sox team, now they weren't that historically
3
bad.
years ago.
3 years, yeah. That was the Royals. And, everybody would always tell everybody that was playing the Royals, hey, go beat the Royals. Go take advantage of a bad team. And, sometimes you need a slump buster, right? Sometimes the golf game ain't going well for your boy. Mm-hmm. And I got to go play Hoots Hollow because it's wide open. Or I got to go play Unity Village and work on some stuff and get my game back to where I need it, to where a confidence level can be. They're hitting the ball better. Their offense is starting to click. Waters and Michael Garcia have yet to dissipate. Bobby Witt Jr.'s at a magma level of heat. Your pitching staff has continued to go. Sometimes a slump buster is what you need. And Colorado and Chicago came around at the right time. And guess what? You went 7-0 against those two teams.
Trying to get the text line fired up for Binkley at 10 o'clock, I see. The other thing that the Royals have done, I think they've won 14 of their last 20 games.
Well, they've won 17 of their last 19.
17 of their last 19. I think I saw the stat. They've won 14 of their last 20, and the first 3 games of that 20-game stretch were losses. Mm-hmm. So, you take those losses out, and they've won 14 of their last, whatever the number is, right? It's an amazing number, and it's an amazing streak that this team is on right now. And the Royals now hold the 2 longest winning streaks in baseball this year at 6 games apiece. They had one early in April, and they have one right now where they've won 6 straight. No other team has won more in a row than what the Royals have done twice already this season. So it's not an anomaly. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's not farcical. It's legitimately real. This is a good, really good baseball team. It just so happens that the American League Central has 3 of the top 4 teams in baseball in the division right now.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like my buddy was telling me last night. He's like, yeah, it was awesome back in the day when it was like 1 team in the AL Central and the Royals were terrible. Now when the Royals are good, 4 teams, because the Twins just swept Baltimore.
Well, they're 18-20. Baltimore's manager's got to be the next one fired, right? We saw Pittsburgh's guy. Yeah, I'm sorry I lost that bet. I thought for sure Minnesota's guy was going to be out on his.
Bud Black worries me because I know it's not him. It's one of those poor situations where Colorado just made a bunch of bad decisions, like paying Chris Bryant.
Yeah, I don't know if they fire Bud Black for
I hope
that.
not, because he's such a good guy.
He really is. He's a stud, and it's not his fault. He's taken one for the team in that situation.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the captain has got to go down with the ship. It's kind of the way it goes.
But Baltimore's got to dump that guy.
It might happen, man. It might. Baltimore's scary because they need like an earthquake of shock to get out of whatever they're in. They just got swept by the Twins, dude.
Who do they have this weekend? I'm going through the schedule.
Probably a division.
Where the hell are the Orioles at Angels? Oh God,
that could go wrong.
Tickets as low as $6 for that.
Love it, because they have look, you think about it. Like, is Mountcastle on the trading block for them? Do they dump some names?
They may have to.
Do they? I know that probably Holiday, because look, their entire team is homegrown except for one player. Do you know who that player is?
Oh, O'Hearn.
There you go.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I heard that from Eisenberg. I want to give him credit for that stat. I heard that when I was mowing the lawn last week and on Saturday. That's what they brought up, that O'Hearn is their only non-starter, or their only starter not homegrown. They built this team. They drafted this team. Somebody has
Ryan
to be
O'Hearn leads that team in hits and home runs, by the way.
Bro Hearn, man. I miss that guy.
Yeah, obviously the situation wasn't great here for him for whatever reason. It just didn't work. I blame Mike Matheny maybe for that. But Ryan O'Hearn, since he left, he's been outstanding for the Baltimore Orioles. He's hitting, what is he hitting right now? 305. He is a bright spot for that team. But they've got dudes out there that maybe you can consider getting rid of. Like, I don't know, I'd take Cedric Mullins right now.
It looks like your starting pitching's not really that great. Here's Michael Lorenzen for starting outfield bat.
Yeah.
Mullins, like you said. Yeah, like, dude,
I mean,
that's basically Michael 2.0.
Would you take Cedric Mullins right now? I don't know. He's hitting only
Who am I giving
237,
up?
but he's got Cedric Mullins right now has 7 home runs and 21 driven in.
Who am I giving up?
One of the bullpen pieces.
I still
Let's
think
say- let-
I still think Estevez and Ursager off the call list.
They're
not
off your
on.
list?
Yeah.
Mm.
But I would give them Daniel Lynch and Cruz.
Okay.
I'd do that and hope that Hunter Harvey comes back.
Let me ask you this, though, and I don't know the answer to this question, and maybe somebody else does. How much of Baltimore is because of the players, or how much of it could be the manager in this situation, and you get rid of the manager and they take off? Because there's too much talent.
The manager
there.
doesn't do much in baseball during the regular season.
But if the guy is a jerk, and I don't know that this guy is, I don't know anything about this guy, right? I don't even know his name.
Maybe they should ban him from the facilities.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like some people just have a negative attitude that you don't want to be around.
Somebody
you know?
somebody in the text line says, I know how to fix the trade. You just send them MJ Melendez for Gunnar Henderson, and it's an easy trade.
Oh,
just
done.
kidding.
Yeah.
Cedric Mullins, baby. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, man.
But there's too much talent there, and that's why I say you fire the manager in that situation just to change some things up a little. They did it in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh hasn't given their manager a whole lot of talent.
You cannot tell me that MJ Melendez getting demoted did not rock this team.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You cannot tell me that.
It sends shockwaves. Like,
There's too much around it.
Baltimore, to me, now they did lose, Corbin Burns, and that's
Sure.
but you're still 10 games under 500.
But what was he in that clubhouse?
Who knows? I mean, he was only there
Quiet
a year,
once every fifth day.
But by God, he could pitch, right?
Look what happened when the Padres got rid of Hosmer.
I know, it was huge.
Crippled
Crippled the franchise, right? And maybe a starting pitcher did do that. I don't know, but there's so much talent on this team right now. Something isn't right with Baltimore. If you're an Orioles fan, you should be pissed. If you're a Royals fan, you should be loving every single day.
If we were in Baltimore's situation, this town would have a lynch mob asking to fire Q.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sure
and
Baltimore's
JJ
doing
too,
that.
and I'm sure they want
they'd
their
all
manager
be
fired,
out.
right?
Good to see. She's here. Somebody says that
Last
Spec
day.
needs to give, of course. Spec needs to give Mac season tickets to the Royals because when Mac goes, the Royals win. You're 2-0, right?
2-0 this year. Let's go. Not a run scored when I've been to a game.
I think I'm 0-2.
Yeah, you got to keep your ass home.
Yeah, you're
Says
done,
the
Bob.
guy who needs to keep his
We've
ass
already
home.
addressed
man.
that. We've already
We broke
addressed
the curse.
Hey, Caglione hit a home run in Double-A. And then he hit 3 more. So I was nothing to do with that. I'm staying away from Kaufman. Trust me, I'm not going. You guys continue to go. Coming up on the other side, we'll get to our Mark Can of Corn on the other side on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty
What the hell's wrong with your station?
on Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
Well, get your phones out and get ready to put in the number for Jay's Southland Tow because you want to have their number handy for when you need it the most. And when you need it the most is when your car breaks down or you get into an accident or your car doesn't start or whatever the case with your car. Car trouble is the worst. And what else is bad is having to deal with the insurance company. But if you have Jay's Southland Tow Service ready to go in your phone when you get into an accident or when you have things that happen wrong to your car, Jay Southland Tow will be out there right away. They were for us. It was about a year ago. Blew a tire, 5:20 on a Friday. Called Jay Southland Tow Service. By 6 o'clock, we were ready to rock and roll and move along with our afternoon. Jay Southland Tow Service will take care of you whether you're north, south, east, or west, and that's why you have to have that number handy and ready to go. 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. And it doesn't matter if you're north, south, east, or west. Jay Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. So keep that number handy. 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments. And Tammy from the Weston, it's Jay Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay Southland Tow.
Has your home been on the market without success? An expired listing can feel frustrating, but it doesn't have to be the end of your journey. The Sharp Homes team specializes in turning things around. The Sharp Homes team can give you options. Do you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold? Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. In fact, contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp with the Sharp Homes team, brokered by Epic Realty. You can Google them at Sharp Homes Team or visit them at homesforsaleinkc.com and start packing.
Cosentino's food stores are celebrating 77 years of serving Kansas City. Come in today for incredible anniversary savings across the store. You'll find some of the hottest prices of the year, now through May 20th only. From fresh produce to family favorites, don't miss the unbeatable prices at every Cosentino's location. For 77 years, it's been our family's honor to serve yours. and we're just getting started.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Worried about your battery and the heat? We get it. You don't want to get stranded somewhere with a car that feels like an oven. We've got you covered at AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Our free battery testing and charging service can help. And if you need a battery, we'll help you find a new one, no problem. Power through with free battery testing and charging at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply. Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, stain, tools, flooring, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online from May 8th through May 14th. Not a member? Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, baseball fans, there's no better place to bet the long ball than BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Swing big on your home run bet with BetMGM's Home Run Boost token. No opt-in is required. Just log in to your BetMGM account to receive your Home Run Boost token. Then activate your token when you place a bet on any player to hit a home run. If that player goes yard, you'll score a bigger payout. No matter the showdown, BetMGM is the best place to bet the long ball. Don't miss your chance to claim your MLB Home Run Boost token. The action is on deck at BetMGM, the king of the big swing. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Damn, Bob wasn't kidding. He really did leave here at 9:50. Oh, he's back. He can't quit us yet. I thought he really did dip out. I was like, hell yeah, stick to your roots, man. Stand on business, Bobby. Bob?
I didn't know we were back already.
Oh, we're about to be back and gone. Have you heard what Beakley's leading the show with today? It's insane.
Please tell me.
You know that movie Mac just watched?
American Pie?
Mm-hmm. You know what they call Stifler's mom?
Yeah.
Best place to find him.
In Kansas City?
Yeah.
A lot of people, well, I'm not going to say where it is.
Okay.
I think everybody in Johnson County knows where to go.
Someone's asking on the text line, can you do a breakup at Chili's, fellas? Yes,
Yeah.
public.
It's
for
public.
Sure.
Yeah, you got to do it in public.
I'm not making that up. I know I've read that somewhere.
It was a Seinfeld episode,
Is that
too.
what it is?
Yeah, there's a certain restaurant they all go to break up. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Oh, Lane's
Vern will
going
text
to
him.
there.
Moriarty's or something. I can't remember what the hell the name of it is in Seinfeld. But, oh, that's a traditional breakup place. Everybody knows you go there to break up. You got to break up in public.
Ryan O'Hearn has Cody blocked on X. That's hilarious.
Really?
Text line says, I think it's funny O'Hearn has Cody blocked on X. LOL. Well, I mean, if it's got to be true. Cody's probably loving that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maloney's deck is where you break up with your girlfriend. You can't miss it. Lights. 17 cops on Metcalf. Did we ever figure out what happened on Metcalf?
No, we don't know. We
4 hours
started
in
the show
to
with
get
this,
one
right?
answer?
I mean, what happened? We've got to find out what the hell was going on at Metcalf this morning about 4:30.
You guys are set on this.
No, you and I should be set on it because I got down the road and I'm like, is this a DUI checkpoint?
See, I didn't
Why am
see
I worried?
it.
I was saying we would have been fine.
I didn't come up Metcalf this morning, so I didn't see it. But Dusty texted me. He's like, dude.
Well, it was like 5:25. Normally I get here about 5:20. And like, I'm like, hey man, just heads up. I was like, dude, yeah, tell him the text.
Yeah, dude, there's like cops everywhere, bro. I'm like, where? I'm like, and he told me, and I'm like, oh, God, okay.
Odell stole my phone.
Yeah.
Bro, he's going to be late, dog. He's out here glazing the cops.
Yeah, so I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, Metcalf this morning, man. Like, I got in here, and Mac was like right behind me, and I was like, did you notice? He's like, yeah, dude, what the hell? I was like, I don't know, man. Like, everywhere. Pomodoro? Is that
Pomodoros. That's
Pomodoros.
it. That was it in
There's your text
Seinfeld.
line.
Yeah. Way to go, text line. Pomodoros. That was the breakup spot in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vern.
Yeah. God bless Vern, man. His job's got to be so much easier right now.
Well, you would think, but I'm sure, I mean, the actual TV broadcast yesterday talked about the negative fans and whatnot and that kind of stuff. And so is his job, it should be fun as hell right now for Vern. He should be taking calls every night and everybody just, glazing over everybody, right? Oh, my God, this team's so good. La, la. And then you take calls. What do you mean? You're like, what are we doing? They're winning games. It's what you want, and you're still upset about it. So,
do you know Boston has played the most games against teams under 500?
And they're
30.
only 20-19.
Yeah.
They're one game above 500. So what does that say about Boston? So now the wins won't be good enough?
Boston, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and the Dodgers have all played more teams under 500 than the Royals.
Mm-hmm.
The Royals have played 20 teams under 500.
Yeah.
2 out of 3 versus Boston.
Baseball's really weird this year. It's like you're either good or you're bad, right? There's not that much middle ground.
You're either in the AL Central or the NL East or NL West.
NL West, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. But the NL East, you got the Mets and the Phillies in that division. You got 3 in the Central of the American League that are good. Probably. I mean, I don't know. Everybody thought the American League East was going to be good. Toronto's tanking it. Baltimore's tanking it. Boston's 1 game above 500. The Yankees are a couple of games above 500, but they're the best team in that division. Tampa's nowhere to be found. How about in the West? What do they have? The A's are playing good baseball right now.
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
I still think Varsity Blues ought to be your next. See that look in her eyes?
Yeah.
She's saying there, hey there, big fella.
You know who the father was? That's Eugene Levy.
Yes.
You may remember him from things such as Blank Creek.
Yes.
He was
Great show.
He was in that show? I thought his son was in that show.
Both of them
were.
were.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
His son writes it and obviously stars in it. And Eugene's in it too.
Yeah.
And I think,
Best in Show. Have you ever seen Best in Show?
is that where they do
Bloodhound, man.
I need to look. I've seen
It's a
something.
dog show movie, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Same type
hilarious.
of thing.
He
Christopher
does like,
Guest
I
type
think
stuff.
Eugene Levy does like a big there's like, I forgot my
Well, I think
parents
he
used to-
was Second City. Somebody did have that
He
tweet
was.
about the Pope yesterday. They said, I saw him back in the day performing at Second City.
He was 100% on that show.
Yeah, him and the mom from that show, S Creek, did a bunch of like improv, movie, TV show stuff, skits that I used to watch growing up with my family that were hilarious, but I don't know what that is anymore. I don't know what that was called.
Well,
But yeah, it was
we got Google. You got it on your phone. It's a G, Google. And you can type in what you're looking for now, and they what the tell hell was you.
Look at,
and
the,
they tell you.
look at the boomer telling the Gen Z, Google.
I wish I knew how to do this. I don't know. Just take your phone
No,
and go,
best
hey,
it-
Siri, tell me about something. And then Siri will get it wrong because she sucks.
Eugene Levy's also hilarious and Cheaper by the Dozen with Steve Martin. He's like a rich dad that's got all the glory and everything that has the mansion. He's funny in that movie as well.
Yeah, Eugene Levy's really. Is he dead?
No,
he's not.
No.
Okay.
What? Stifler's mom is also, I think, in Best in Show.
Not dead. She is in Best in Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not dead.
I've only seen it once, so it's
It's
a
that
good
troupe of actors. You know, you had it with the Brat Pack back in the day.
Yes, I
and
think that's what I'm
whatnot.
discussing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Must see TV or whatever it was. They tried to get John Candy off of that, and he was like, "Nope, I'm not going to SNL. I'm staying here." Fun week, guys. We'll have fun tomorrow. Knicks Celtics game 3 in the real Garden. Celtics down 2-0.
Out in my garden too.
That's right.
No bugs because of the mosquito dump. Thank you, Aspen Lawn and Pest Control.
We know your neighbor's cool, so you have to go to the garage. Hey, do me a favor. I always say to you something nice. Call your mom, call your wife, call your mothers of your children or somebody else's mom. Go tell them hi, tell them thank you, tell them you love them, and go do nice things for somebody. You never know. It could change their day, their week, their month, their year. Happy Mother's Day to all of you out there, and happy Nurses Night of the K to all you nurses. We'll talk to you on Monday.